Koikimedia, we're bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
Koikimedia, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
Koikimedia, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
Àwa sálára àgbà yìí dá, àwa ló láṣà àti èdè. Gbígbédè lárugẹ nílẹ̀ Oòduà o, àwa gangan ni bàbá.
Koikimedia, 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 we bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
They never sabi wetin we carry for her.
But they move closer before they go sabi.
I said they never know wetin we carry for body.
But they move closer before they go sabi.
Ọ̀kín lọ lọ́jà ẹyẹ, kìnìún ló ló lajú.
Ẹyẹ tó torí kodò bí àdán ọ̀pẹ̀jẹ̀ lẹ́nu.
Ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ilẹ̀ bàbá wa, ká ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìlú bàbá wa, ká jùmọ̀ sowọ́pọ̀ ká lè tó dúdú àga.
Odùduwà kò bá lè gbé wá.
Ọmọ Odùduwà ṣe gírí, ẹ dìde fún ẹ̀tọ́ adúláwọ̀, ká lè jọ jùmọ̀ gbé délẹ̀ ìlérí, ká wálé gba ògo ilẹ̀ wa, ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká lè jọ gbàdé, ká lè gbàdé adé adúláwọ̀, àwa ni mọ̀lẹ̀ tí yóò tàn káàkiri.
Pé ọmọ Odùduwà ni wá.
Koikimedia, àwa là ń gbé tó lárugẹ.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tiwa máa ní.
Kásá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà wà kájé bùgbà yín jẹ.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tiwa máa ní.
À ń gbé tó lárugẹ, à ń gbàsà lárugẹ.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tiwa máa ní.
News and sports ẹ máa rí gbọ́.
Ètò tó pọ̀jù owó tiwa máa ní.
Ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi ló ní kí n máa ké tantan. Koikimedia ọlọ́lá gbajúmọ̀ mi o, máa bá ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ o. Ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn, ọmọ Yorùbá tata o. À ń gbádùn rẹ, ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú alárẹ̀ mi, ṣẹ́yìn ló máa fi dìbò tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ o. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa ń dé máa dé, ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ onígbò máa wọ̀ o. Igbó máa wọ̀ tájòjì ò gbọ́dọ̀ wọ̀, àjòjì tó bá wọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ á tẹ̀lé ní ẹbọra. Ẹ̀yin lọ máa náwó kóyìnbó tó dé, ìgbà tó yìnbó dé o, owó náà dẹ́ tún pọ̀ sí o. Koikimedia ṣàwa ní bàbá. Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Àdáńtọ́ àtúnpèrègèdè.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Àwa là ń gbé tò lárugẹ, jẹ́ ká jọ gbọ́ o.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Àtúnjàfẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ wa, fẹ́tọ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Ọmọ Oòduà ni wá o, tọkàntọkàn.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Ikú tí ó ṣe bí lébi òsì, àdìmú bàbá iyọ̀.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
We bring you work closer to your doorstep.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Afẹ́fẹ́ tó ń fẹ́ òòdùn kan kí oko lára ni.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Àpèrègèdè Olódùmarè ló fún wa ṣe.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Gbogbo ayé ẹ gbọ́, àwa ní bàbá o.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Ẹ máa bọ̀ wá ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà yín wá o.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Odùduwà lágbédá ní, òtítọ́ lágbédá ní.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
A kì í sọ̀dálẹ̀, a kì í sódìkẹta.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Àdúró tán, a tún pèrègèdè.
Koikimedia àwọn ní bàbá.
Media, we bring you work closer to your doorstep. Koiki Media is around
To give us latest.
Is around
To give us latest.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó pójú owó.
ladies and gentlemen,
Ẹ mú kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́ ètò tó pójú owó.
Koiki Media is around.
To give us latest.
Koiki Media.
Koikimedia, we bring in.
ọmọ Ìbàràpá lápapọ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ àdúgbò lọ́wọ́ àti ọmọ Yorùbá lápapọ̀ tilé tó kó ẹ̀mí àpọ̀ ẹ̀bá ń kọ́ wọn Adéyẹmọ. Sunday Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho orúkọ ńlá tí ń jámọ̀ láyà di àrá orúkọ tó ń dẹrù gbó lórúkọ gan. ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ má sọ torí pé bùrà a kò lè fojú dé gbòdò láyé títa ríro lọ́dà kọlà wúrà tó máa dán alànà kọjá dandan o. ọ̀wọ́n ẹni má bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ̀nà ẹ̀dá kan lè ṣe wà lọ́nà mọ́ ẹgbẹ́ àtìmọ̀ṣọ́ kan ká lè débi ire ẹ̀já jọ gbárùkù ti Sunday Ìgbòho ṣá ọmọ Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ nílùú alágbàdo òde ọmọ atapẹ̀tẹ̀ wọnú omi ọmọ dòdòdè wodò sànyà ìsànyà òrẹ́ràn bàbá yín láàrin ìlú omi kò sí náà kán sí i lẹ́nu ọmọ òkúta mẹ́ta òkè Ìgbòho ìkan ṣe ṣe ní dábàdàbọ̀ ìkan ní mọ́ rọra ìkan tó kù nígbà tí wọ́n mọ̀ Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ kí ló dé Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ sí ọmọ òkòkò sọ́ràn ìgbàgede Ìgbòho sùn wọn lálàìsí bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n ní kó ní bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó máa kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ ẹ̀sìn òní bímọ méjì ní Ìgbòho mọ̀rẹ́ lẹ́sìn bá bímọ méjì ní Ìgbòho á fi kọ́ pọ́pọ́ sí amúkan yòókù bọ̀ sànyà àtúmúyà rẹ̀ tí ò lọ́rọ̀ gbọ́ á fi ṣẹ̀rù wálé wàrà gbòjé ọmọ onílé ọ̀la àwọn àjòjì tó ń ṣe ṣe tọ́láwọn oníbomi kó sí mu wọ́n láwọn oníbomi sànyà wẹ́sẹ̀ gbàdójú kò borí kọ́ gbogbo wọn náà sáré bomi kó sí mu wọ́n sì bomi sànyà wẹ́sẹ̀ ọmọ abẹ́rẹ́ mẹ́ta òde ayé ọ̀kan ṣẹ́ ọ̀kan tẹ̀ ọ̀kan tó kù ní gbogbo ayé lọ́sọ̀ kiri gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá Sunday Ìgbòho onílé rẹ̀ láéláé torí àbálá lórí kan dá òkúta òṣèṣe fún wọn o ìmọ̀ràn lásán ní ti balùwẹ̀ ó pọ̀ sí ti bódòdó láyé yìí ó kù díẹ̀ títọ́ domi láéláé ìtọ́ nílé domi Sunday Ìgbòho arógun mákì tó ń jà fẹ́tọ̀ Yorùbá ní nílé tó kó.
I'm Adam Williams and I'm an NHS pharmacist. Don't get caught out by COVID this summer. If you have only had one COVID-19 vaccination or haven't had one at all, you can still get your free vaccine until the 30th of June. Book your vaccine through the NHS app online at nhs.uk/COVID vaccination or call 119 for free.
Hi everyone, it's from Sendwave. Sendwave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With Sendwave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, Sendwave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use Sendwave? Sendwave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for star, R for radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about Sendwave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Vedasse.
Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Star Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. As I did say last week, yes, bear with us because of the heat here. We have to turn some of the fans on, and it seems to be making a bit of noise, so just bear with us whilst we do so, but I hope that is not actually interfering with the audio. Okay, so yes, as we wait for OLAYOMI KOIKI to join in, let's crack on. Let me bring you some of the stories making the rounds in Nigeria. I was poisoned at PDP office, suffered liver and kidney failure. Wiki makes revelation. That is a very, very profound statement that is made this morning, that he was poisoned there. So, did he see that somebody wanted to outwit him, and that brought about the fact that he decided not to support the presidential candidate of the PDP, or what exactly happened? Well, there's lots going to be happening this morning, but wherever you are, don't touch the dial. I've got Mr. OLAYOMI KOIKI, who has joined in on the White Lion himself, and we are going to go straight to him. Yomi, good morning to you.
A very good morning to you, Mr. Archie. Good morning to all our listeners and viewers from around the world. And welcome once again to the Star Radio UK network. It is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. And I say good morning, good afternoon, and let's take you to the program as we just about 9 minutes away. An apology for coming a little bit late into the conversation. Yes, we know. We are parents, and therefore we know that things do happen, and then we have to make sure quickly we sort things out. But how was your Father's Day and then celebrations yesterday, and how was your weekend as a whole? Well, Father's Day comes and goes very fast, especially when you have a lot of activities lined up that you are not aware of. So we had a very great time. It was more of a dinner kind of that was not part of what I prepared for. But I think I took the opportunity also because the family were engaged in the morning. So that literally meant that I was doing quite a lot of the cleaning, the deep cleaning, and making sure that the uniforms were ready for Monday. And I had a small errand that I think by the time they came back home, it was more like a surprise because, the stores doesn't open till late. So I was just literally getting into the store 3 minutes before they close to pick up the outfit that the daughter was going to be putting on to school this morning because the weather has changed. That means that they have a summer outfit. But when we say Father's Day, I think is more of the generosity that we think of, especially when there's so many fathers that cannot be a father anymore in Nigeria, Africa, because I saw a young man that was stealing from the railway. He was only needing about 2,000 naira to feed. And these are some of the concern that we talked about in terms of a country that has so much that will have put in a Father's Day into the heart of so many as well. Wow,
interesting. But just a quick one. So apart from that video or that this and that you saw, do you think how would Nigerian, the ordinary man, okay, let me put it that way, the ordinary father be celebrated over the weekend? How were they celebrated?
Well, I think it's a mixed match because when you look at Nigeria, the question that comes up to your mind all the time is, how did we get it wrong, and what actually happened, that Nigeria today is no longer, the Nigeria in the 60s. So as many Nigerians are struggling, we've got to put that in record, and they are really struggling. And the reason why they are struggling is because, Nigeria is not providing enough services for them. And that literally means that more Nigerians are finding it difficult, to survive. But again, we are here to continue to checkmate, especially the government for governances. I was listening to the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, the interview he granted, and playing back to what Obasanjo was saying, the question is truly whether he got it right. But again, they say it's governances, continuity, but whether Nigerians have a future is a question in the Ahmed Bola Tinubu, the 16th president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Well, the 16th president, and what is he doing? Now, interestingly, a report that has come through saying that his removal of Bawa, who is the head of the EFCC, is tantamount to what? Very, very worrisome and could undermine anti-corruption fight. Now, he reckons that the man, maybe there's something there that he thinks he didn't do well, and think that the one who is now being the referee for the players needed to be also a referee. Then decided to just take him out. So, what new?
Well, is it constitutional for removing the EFCC chairman or the CBN governor? This has been a question that so many Nigerians are asking, whether it is constitutional to remove, the CBN governor, as we do know. But as we know, we've talked about the EFCC, throughout last week. We've gone back into a new week as the president will be taking his first trip outside Nigeria. We're going to be talking about that. But as you can tell, Bola Tinubu has its own way of preparing the minds of Nigeria. He said it clearly the very first day on the 29th that subsidy is now removed. There's not much he can do to it, as we do know that today is the 19th. So that means there will be more meeting between the NLC and the team of Bola Tinubu. But Tinubu removal of the EFCC, the Economic Financial Crime, Chairman Bawa, is worrisome. Could undermine anti-corruption fight. Remember that on Friday we talked about the transition. We talked about the transparency that we're saying that. Are they truly fighting corruption? Let me take you back to the interview I watched of the former president Olusegun Obasanjo. Obasanjo stated clearly that when Ibori, the former governor, remember, Ibori was sentenced in UK. He was in prison. He has served his term. He's back in the government because I saw Ibori in Aso Rock, some few weeks back. But Obasanjo said he did ask Ibori to repay back, 150 million dollars of the state coffer. But Ibori was trying to be smart. Rather than trying to pay the money back, Ibori ended up putting in 15 million to bribe Nuru Rubadu, the then EFCC chairman. Whether it was a witch hunt, Obasanjo said he gave him the opportunity to return the money, but he was also trying to play smart. But it has become almost customary for new government to undermine the commission, further hindering the fight against corruption. Who is actually saying this? The Human and Environmental Development Agenda, a leading anti-corruption agency, are concerned regarding the suspension of the EFCC chairman, Abdul Rashid Bawa. And like I said, Tinubu probably is trying to put in a better system in place. But removing the chairman, is it the right thing to do? Like I said, there might be more aid to be rolling out this week. We just have to wait and see.
Well, interesting one there. But the question that is on the lips of most people is, now, has the president got a mandate to do that in the constitution? Is it constitutional for him to do that? And I mean, but because I know that he is the one who appoints them, but as to whether they have to serve their time as in that particular office, and then once they are done, then they exit, or is it constitutional that?
Well, it has always been the norm, for president. Nigeria doesn't respect rule of law, and that is a fact. And that is something that a lot of international agency, especially we know that Nigeria has a lot of signatory to different organizations, the Human Rights, the United Nations. Nigeria is a member of the United Nations. Bola Tinubu will be traveling for the first time, towards the General Assembly towards the end of the year. But the question is he going to respect the rule of law? And that is something that, if he's taking certain steps that is not in accordance with the quote and unquote, the military diktat of the 1999 Constitution as amended, then it would definitely be going out of the process of a government that the world will look up to as a respect to the rule of law. Today mark the 2 years of also another case that has been pending, and that is, the federal government of Nigeria and Nnamdi Kanu. 19th day of June, 2 years ago, was when Nnamdi Kanu, 2 years precisely today, Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped. The word kidnapped is the right word. It was not brought back after a court process in Kenya. He was missing for 8 days torture. That is not a rule of law. But Buhari was able to do so. Is Bola Tinubu going to change anything to that such as well? As we're talking about Bola Ahmed Tinubu, with the Senate, there's a lot to look up to this government within the next few months and few more years as it runs its government.
Well, listeners, it's quite interesting. We hope that he's able to do something so that we see that maybe he's changed the whole atmosphere with whatever is happening or with his administration. But so far, let's see what is going to happen. But it is STARR Radio, okay? Mr. OLAYOMI KOIKI in our North London studios. I'm actually here in the South studios, and we are bringing you updates from Nigeria. Now, quickly, let's move on to the labor meeting, the labor that are threatening strikes that with the subsidy removal, which we know that the president said that, look, I cannot subsidize fuel for the whole of West Africa. Okay, virtually that's what is happening. And we'll be talking about means testing, where the commercial drivers will be able, if they buy fuel end of the week or end of the month, they send whatever their accounts or whatever it is, and they can get a subsidy from them. We have been looking at things like that so that it can bring down the troubles of workers, because they are not getting an equal raise or rise in payment or in their wages, so that they can say that, okay, well, I'm paying this for that and I'm still making enough. Whatever they are making is not enough at all. But they are threatening. So what is going to happen? Is the president going to say, okay, maybe we're going to give you some more, increase your wages, or what is going to happen there, Yomi?
Well, what is going to happen is that Bola Tinubu has, a team that, he believes will continue to engage. The picture behind that you're looking at that the engineers put in there is, the chief of staff, Gbajabiamila, the presidential spokesperson, Dila Lake, and further down to the left-hand side there, right there is the NLC president. They were almost going to shut down Nigeria, with a full strike, but there was a kind of an engagement that has now led to today being the continuity of that. Subsidy, the Labour continue to threaten strike, but they are going to resume talks with the federal government today. Ahead of the meeting between the federal government and the organized labor schedule to hold today, Monday, the Nigerian Labour Congress has said the government must meet its demand to cushion the effect of the fuel subsidy removal. There has been a lot of, different people. I was listening to Asari Dokubo, a one-time militant that has now maybe converted and is now also part of those helping Nigeria to protect the oil pipeline. He even went further to say that Tinubu should not release Nnamdi Kanu, because releasing Nnamdi Kanu would be very, very dangerous. But that is not where we are going this morning. He actually went further to say that why should the NLC and all these organizations should be the one to enjoy more when it comes to the palliative, when an average Nigerian is not also enjoying that. Remember, I told you that a young Nigerian went to the rail track, removing some of the materials that is going to protect the rail track to sell it off for 2,000 naira. So today, we will find out whether, as the union continues to threaten, it will not hesitate to call out workers for industrial action, adding that it only suspend its planned strike does not mean that they cannot come out. If they are coming out, it's going to make a big impact. But what are the demands? It stated that the high cost of the fuel was inflicting unbearable hardship on Nigerians, adding that the government must act fast with respect to providing palliative. As the Nigerian Labour Congress says, it was expecting an increase in the minimum wage. Guess what, Mr. Archie? From 30,000 naira to 150,000 naira in a country that is in total mess, that is sinking like the Titanic very fast. I don't know where Bola Tinubu will be able to pay 150,000 naira. Even the 30,000 has never been paid for some states because they just can't afford to pay it.
Wow, listeners, this is coming from Nigeria. It's updates from Nigeria with Mr. OLAYOMI KOIKI in our North London studios. I'm actually here in the South studios, and we are bringing you everything that you need to know. Okay, let's move on. 5 suspected bandits killed in Katsina. 65 goats, 30 cows rescued. That's what the police are saying. That was the former president's country home, let me put it that way. But they seem to be rampaging. He didn't do much for them. So what is happening there, Yomi?
Well, the situation with the insecurity in Nigeria is not going down as we thought. Maybe Tinubu will have to jiggle around to see what he can do. Security is all about intelligence. And if you don't have that intelligence, you are likely to continue to lose more lives. The question is it the first time that we are hearing bandits killed, 65 goats and 38 cows are rescued, which is a good one that the police in Katsina says they've been able to neutralize 5 suspected terrorists, arrested 1, and recover 143 animals in Jibia and Patasiri local government area of Katsina State, according to the police. But it was said the team in an intelligent-led operation. Remember I told you, in any security situation, it has to be intelligent gathering. According to the spokesperson, ASP Abubakar Aliu, yesterday, says a team of intelligent-led operation raided and cleared the bandit camp in 2 affected local government, adding that the operation was conducted, guess what, with the collaboration of the hunters and the vigilante. The hunters tend to know the area more than the police because, as you know the word hunter, that means they're hunting every day. And sometimes they could feel that these people in this particular area are not meant to be there. And it seems that is the best way to solve some of these. But what has happened with the former president, Muhammadu Buhari, I don't know what Tinubu is going to be doing, because our Lagos State did not support Amotekun, and we know the reason for that, because Tinubu has a big stake in Amotekun, in Lagos State. But we know that in Oyo State, and likewise in Ondo State. But I was listening to a Yoruba presenter yesterday, now begging Dr. Chief Sunday IGBOHO to come back, because they are now having much terrorist activities happening in his saying in Oyo State. He's also saying that whoever among all the kings, the royal father, to plead with Tinubu that IGBOHO must return back. But the question is, what has been the offense of IGBOHO in the first place? Because what he was fighting for, I remember in January 21st, precisely, if I can remember, 2021, I was in Nigeria when we went to Igogon, after Chief gave a 7 days ultimatum to a man that has become the big don of terrorism, kidnapping. He would be the one that you have to pay the ransom to, then he would then get your people out. That was Seriki Igogon. He has eventually vanquished away from Igogon, but again, they've moved to other territory within the Yoruba land where operation continue. So we give kudos to the police, the vigilante, and the hunters in Castina for at least getting back almost 148 animals and people as well. Star Radio UK, the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Well, listeners, it's gone 11:27, and we're bringing you updates from Nigeria. Miss OLAYOMI KOIKI in our North London studios. I'm actually here in the South studio. Adejoke, it's a good job there. Good morning to you. I hope you are doing very, very well. And all our listeners, those of you in the UAE, I salute you. I salute you. I hope you're all doing good. And the Americans as well. And the Chinese and the Australians. Yes, wherever you are listening to us from, we salute each and every one of you. Now, how Nigeria's ex-minister Ngige squandered public funds on trip to Geneva for 2023 Labour conference with a large delegation after leaving office arrived on last day of event. Now, Yomi, I will come to you so that you tell us more about that. It's quite interesting. Maybe a conference that you're going, you could use those in the working in the foreign office, Nigerian foreign office there for them to join you. But they decide, yeah, let's splash it as if we are living on this in the Arab world where they've got a lot of money to spend. But Pastor Mo says, good morning. It's so funny. What has CSI done? Nigeria government has to say sorry to him. All right then. Thank you, Pastor Mo. And as many of you, Dejoke says lots of hearts allowed to you on air. Yes. Okay. So, Yomi, tell us more about that. A big delegation. Were you part of it?
Well, most of them avoid us when they meet us in this kind of event. I remember traveling to Istanbul some few years back, and I met with the, some of those that came to that same event. Is the cinema conference, a big event, and I'm sure you know what it takes when it comes to cinema industry before the COVID, because the COVID has now allowed other organizations like the Netflix to take more opportunity after we were all locked in the COVID. And I met with the representative from Nigeria, and the moment I introduced myself as a media, they run away because they thought that maybe I would be sharing with some of the extra code that they are bringing in as well. It has always been the case that who is Ngige? That's him behind me there. He's also the one that told Nigerians that having Nigerians to go outside the country as a doctor is as a benefit, because they will return back forex into the country. He's 70 years old. He was born on the 8th of August 1952. His full name is Chris Nwabuze Ngige. He's a Nigerian politician and a medical doctor. He's no longer the Minister of Labor and Employment of Nigeria, but he was at the time. He was also elected a senator for Anambra. So you can see the track record. They never leave. They're always there. Mm-hmm. And at 70, life begins, they say. But why would he travel to a trip knowing fully well maybe it's a trip that has been planned, maybe it will be a continuity for the new government, but according to STARR reporter, learned on Sunday that the former minister trip, along with the delegation that traveled with him, ended up as absolute waste of public fund. Dr. Chris Ngige attended the 2023 International Labour Conference on the last day with the large delegation, ended up doing nothing as he had left office as the Minister of Labour and Employment. According to Sarah Reporter, learned that the former minister trip, along with the delegation that traveled with him, ended up as absolute waste of public fund. Further going, Ngige was the former President Muhammadu Buhari minister whose tenure ended on the May 29. Ngige was named a minister by Buhari on the 2015, and he ended reappointment in 2019. But despite having left office in May, Ngige chose to attend the 11th International Labour Conference in Geneva, Switzerland. And I'm sure you know what Switzerland stands for. Very expensive. That means he will be staying not in a cheap hotel. That means that the public fund that we are talking about continue to be a wastage in the hands of this politician that care less to the average Nigerian.
Well, that meeting or that conference that they attended, how has it benefited Nigerians as a whole? I want you to tell us on the platform. Maybe using some way, somehow, that has helped you some way, somehow. He went the last day. Is it that they didn't get a visa or what? And then with a large entourage, my goodness. Well. And they're going to be earning ex gratia as well, you know, money for the pocket. What about that? Interesting. But this is all coming away from Star Radio UK. Updates from Nigeria. We'll go to Yomi for the rest of the story that's making the rounds. Over to you, sir.
The next story is a little bit touching. We might not be able to show the image, but we're just going to reference and talk about it. That shows the negligence of child and children in Nigeria. A 7-year-old domestic help fed once daily, brutalized by the Nigerian housewife for failing to clean utensils, develops now a kidney enlargement and other complications. You heard it very well. He was just only a 7 years old. A 7-year-old girl, Adamawa State, Angela David, who was brutalized by a housewife, Maryam Mohammed, for failing to carry. I mean, how can a 7-year-old be told to carry out domestic chores, has been diagnosed with now a kidney enlargement? According to the report, the Nigerian police force has now arrested Mohammed for brutalizing the 7-year-old girl who was kept in a care. Again, care. These are so many problems. Mohammed allegedly used an electric cable to beat the minor, thereby inflicting injuries on her. She was said to have been angered by the victim's inability to do some of the domestic chores. Signs of being brutalized could be seen on the victim's head. We can't show the image. Down to her neck and knees at the time of the report. Previous report on the matter, the victim was taken to Bakari Bowl Clinic Shagari, low cost in Yola, South local government area, but later moved to a specialist hospital. We hope that she will be recovered as quickly as possible. But when we are not talking about a kidney damage, that is a very serious situation. That is in Nigeria that so many Nigerians ask the question, health-wise, the atrocity, slave trade, all this is now going on in the country. So I'm going to go again into the health, and let's see. Prioritizing children health education, key to unlocking Africa prosperity, according to the UNICEF. Or your government malaria consortium launches seasonal malaria chemo prevention campaign. 4,218 Edo Delta residents benefit from Saple cataract surgery. Stop discrimination against left-handed person. I don't know that people get discriminated for using a particular hand in Nigeria. Interesting. Inside Lagos government hospital, where nursing mothers are forced to pay 100 naira for free children vaccine. These are some of the health reports as we speak right now in Nigeria. Let me take two more. Lagos renovate abandoned ambulance point after a newspaper raised that particular awareness. Very, very good one there. Tinubu, health, education required radical reform. Tinubu has promised a student loan. We're going to be talking about that a little bit more, maybe on Niger Voices, because as many Nigerians are asking, is this going to be a loan for everybody or just a loan for some as well? Among the myriad problems that President Bola Tinubu inherits is the dysfunctional healthcare, education sector. To describe them as a mess is an understatement. Although his inaugural speech was silent on these two critical sectors, his manifesto set out an ambitious desire to transform the education sector, reform the healthcare delivery system, and guarantee access to health services to all its citizens. It will need to bring considerable skills, doggedness, and effective policy to bear to fulfill these promises. So we will be monitoring that as we go in line to find out, is it truly that Tinubu is doing what it needs to be done when it comes to the student loan that has now been signed into law? Because as many people are now looking into the details, and the question is, it might not be literally a student loan, and that is why some say that should have been a grant. We know that the UK government have all kind of different grants, even up to the point of the COVID. Grants were given, and so many businesses and individuals were supported. But we have to wait and see what is going to happen. I'm going to move swiftly to the social media to see what is trending this morning. Once again, this is still the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London at 11:37 this morning. And let's see what is actually trending on the social media network this morning. Like I said, 2 years it is today that Nnamdi Kanu kidnapped, rendition, all the way from Kenya back to Nigeria as we speak right now. So what is actually trending, as we know from the social media point this morning? Nnamdi Kanu is trending at 10,000 tweets so far. Lagos Island is trending. Electricity is trending, and we know the reason why electricity could be trending. Yoruba is trending on the 30,000 tweets this morning. Abuja tweet community. But one of the most complained, we know that we pay a lot of VAT in the country, in UK. Almost everything you buy, apart from some children outfit and food, might not have VAT on it. But the news about the 7.5 VAT for Nigerians has literally gone bizarre. Let's see what the response are from Nigerian this morning when it comes to the VAT. Nigerian groan over effect of 7.5 VAT on the petrol prices. That we know that the petrol situation is not going anywhere since the subsidy is still not yet coming back. So Nigerians will have to cough out more money when it comes to the VAT. So that is about that. But again, let's talk about it. One or two more. This one seems to be dancing to the VAT. Not too sure whether it's the right thing to do. But we do know that in every country around the world, we do pay VAT, and those VAT are used to make the services. And we have different kind of services. And let's talk now about the electricity before coming back again to you in the studio as we continue to say. This is the Star Radio UK. So Momo at Maurice_Moy. Electricity tariff under Jonathan, 1,000 naira will give you 64 units. Under the former President Muhammadu Buhari, guess what? 1,000 naira will give you 16 units. Under Bola Ahmed Tinubu from the 1st of July, 1,000 naira will give you 10 units. Nigerians need to brace up for tougher times as electricity tariff is set to increase by 40% in the coming days, a development which may eventually end all forms of energy subsidy in the country. I will come back again to you, Mr. Archie.
Wow, listeners, it's all coming away from Star Radio UK, and it's updates from Nigeria. But let me read the comment that Pastor Moha says. He said, Tinubu student loan is dodgy, and it goes over to say, may God in his infinite mercy support, defend and be with MNK, CSI, Empa Akintoye, and those people fighting for common people. Well, some people are calling for Chief Sunday IGBOHO to come back. And I'm asking the question, if you really want to do something, then you rise up and do something so that he will know that you are actually in support of what the quest of what he was looking for when he was pursued and had to leave the country. But what do you think with what is happening to Nnamdi Kanu and all the rest? Do you think we're going to see anything different in the tenure of Tinubu's presidency? But let us keep fingers crossed and see. He's coming out with lots of change and a lot of stuff. Now, interestingly, when it comes to this 7-year-old who has been, malnourished and been maltreated, for him for her to have a kidney problem, I think that this woman, Mariam Mohammed, should be brought to justice. I hope that the right department sees to address that issue. It is not on 7-year-old. My 7-year-old, when they were they wouldn't do anything. You tell them to do one, they want to do other. So can you just imagine a little? But again, it's the poverty that the family of that 7-year-old find themselves in. That's why they've given this child out to go and do that work so that they can earn something or the child can get something to eat. But Yomi, how do you see that particular trend in Nigeria where they bring little ones like that? They are underage. They should be going to school.
Well, we have about 20 million Nigerian children that are out of school, and some of those children are the ones that end up. We're talking about, these are not even children, these are minor.
Yeah.
They're 7 years old. You hardly tell a 7 years old to even do anything. Sometimes some of them wants to even come to the kitchen, which is not even safe environment. Yeah. So now putting the 7 years old to be cleaning and doing such, and if she was not doing that, she end up being beaten by the electric cables. That again shows the negligence of so many parents. We talked about Father's Day, and I said there's nothing called Father's Day in Nigeria. Maybe for the elite, but for the 130 million Nigerians that are in abject poverty, there's nothing called Father's Day.
And this discrimination pertaining to left-handed people. Are these people, the community, are they for real? We have Bill Clinton, he was left-handed. We have Obama, who is left-handed as well.
She lives in Canada, and I just caught up on her because of the time zone. I woke up about 5 o'clock. And, she was live streaming, having the haircut of her son. She was left-handed. I didn't look at it from that point until right now when I saw this news. And she was saying that she was just trying to save a bit of $40 that would have been used to barb the hair. Yeah. And I think she was doing very well. I gave her 10 out of 10.
Ah, good. But, former President Bill Clinton and Obama, they are all left-handed, So I think some of the people,
problem according to that report.
It's only in Nigeria, in Ghana. In Ghana, they were doing that. You go to school. I remember my younger brother, the one who comes after me, Alfred, that will go to school and they will beat him because he's using his left hand to write. But when he's playing football, I will be using his left feet too. So it's all crazy when those beliefs that we need to get out of it, because it's not helped us in any way, shape, or form. But what do we know? Well, listeners, STARR Radio UK. Now, anything on the social media before we bring the update to a close? Yomi.
Well, it's all about the electricity. It's all about the fuel subsidy. And as we say, the tough time is still ahead. But we hope that, Bola Tinubu, president, will be able to put in measures, to relieve as many Nigerians, not just those that are workers, because it seems that the NLC is more concerned about the workers. But like I say, there are so many other Nigerians that will need a lot of support. And I hope some of the governors in the 36 states, as they promised the president, will be making as much as availability to support so many people.
Okay, Yomi. Let me say thank you very much for another brilliant update from Nigeria. We'll catch up later.
Thank you so much. Have a very good morning.
Good morning to you too. All right then, listeners, that has been Mr. OLAYOMI KOIKI bringing you updates from Nigeria. It is STARR Radio UK. Well. We're going to take a quick commercial break and I'll bring you my favorite tune from Janet. Relay Demi. Well, some are calling for Chief Sunday IGBOHO to come back and come and help them to fight the quest for all these nonsense that is going on in Nigeria. But, well, if the federal government doesn't give him that freedom to be able to come into the country, he wouldn't come in. I wouldn't advise for him to do so, because himself and Professor and all, if they make any move, all that they will do is just to arrest them. Look at what is happening to Nnamdi Kanu, who has been incarcerated, and today is 2 years exactly when he was kidnapped and renditioned to Nigeria. Well, so I don't think it's advisable. But if you want to actually celebrate that, let people know that there's lots happening on that front, then you know what to do. You know what to do. But let's take this commercial break, and I will bring you that music, Orílẹ̀-èdè by Jeanette. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Ada Williams and I'm an NHS pharmacist. Don't get caught out by COVID this summer. If you've only had one COVID-19...
And welcome back to the Koikimedia network, as we have just come out of the STARR Radio UK network.
UK?
Welcome back to the live transmission. Yoruba Nation is our conversation. We have no other option than the option that we have right now. Remember in Tawalori Instagram. So there's a lot of things I'm preparing as we get ready for a little bit of conversation. So I need to do some twiddling and twiddling and twiddling. Shout out to my mom. Thank you so much for your love and support. We can't love you less. We can always love you more. Mokirada. And that's to my beautiful mother. So my focus this morning, or this afternoon rather, is just to, kickstart another conversation. Thank you so much, Bishop Adeshino. So let me get my camera because I'm going to really by. So I need to switch things around. There's a lot of people that are worried, they are concerned, they're like, everybody is concerned about one thing or the other, but at the end of the day, everybody knows that Nigeria is a failure. Bishop Adeshino. I couldn't do so because of the time. Baba mi kunle shita mo fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀ Elédùmarè mo fi kí yín. Mo kí àwọn mothers wa tó ti wà nínú ilé bọ̀ because I ti tan camera orí Instagram wa. Now the camera will be on because hey, you don't see Igboho èèyàn Koiki wallahi. Gbogbo ìgbà tí bá rántí ẹ àfi k'Ọlọ́run bá mi sún ẹlẹ́sùn dáadáa. Àwọn kan wà tó yẹ pé Ọlọ́run nìkan ló lè sún wọn lẹ́sùn. Torí pé tó bá jẹ́ àwọn ẹlòmíì ni wàá ti fẹ́ máa sìn règún gan sẹ́ pé bàbá ìwálẹ̀ pọ̀. Ọlọ́run á bá ń dúró ti ìyàwó á dúró tọmọ. Bó ṣe nífẹ̀ẹ́ mi èmi kọ́ ló nífẹ̀ẹ́. Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè ló nífẹ̀ẹ́ lára ẹ̀ tí o fi make it comfortable fún mi. Ọlọ́run á bá ń dúró tiẹ̀. Gbogbo ọ̀nà tí wọn náà ń tò lọ́tún lósì torí gbogbo wa la nìkan tí à ń tò. Ra kọ́fì fún mi láàárọ̀ kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Ṣé torí wọ́n ti ní kẹ́yìn máa fún wa lówó? Ó dà gbogbo yín ni máa kí n fẹ́ gbowó kọ́fì láàárọ̀. A ti tanná sínú ilé nísìn a máa sanwó ná a máa sanwó dis. Ṣé jẹ́ n kọ́kọ́ kí ọ̀rẹ́ mi dáadáa bá ń kíyàwó bá ń kí ọmọ. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. I appreciate and like I said mo ní tí máa kọ ìwé mi lọ́jọ́ iwájú. Àwọn oríṣiríṣi àwọn èèyàn kọ̀ọ̀kan wà tẹ́ pé a máa dìde highlight kò ń sọ̀rọ̀ ọjọ́ ìní torí gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ kan ni a máa sọ nísìn. But ẹ má worry ẹ̀yin tèmi torí reflection tó máa ń ṣò lára. Torí pé àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n sacrifice nǹkan fáwa náà. Báwa náà ṣe sacrifice time wa fún Yorùbá Nation. Àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan náà ń sacrifice. So gbogbo yín ò ra coffee fún mi láàárọ̀ kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Tí bá dẹ̀ ní coffee kò ń yé dandan pé mo fẹ́ mu coffee. Ẹ bá mi fi link ẹ̀ síta. Ẹ bá ń fi link ẹ̀. Owó la bí a kì í kí dáadáa tí bá kí ẹ lè take care mi. So Ọlọ́run bá ń dúró tiẹ̀. Torí ara ayé yẹn gbogbo wa ló máa ń bi mí pé ṣé mo ti rí Ìgbòho? Màá ní gbogbo wa ni mo rí Ìgbòho. Kódà mo sì send message sí CSI ní almost this time yesterday. And tó bá dẹ̀ pé mo parọ́ mo ní sọ message yẹn fún yín private conversation ni. Ọlọ́run ló fi kẹ́ mi. Mo send message sí CSI ní 2344. Wallahi CSI ò jẹ́ kó pé 40, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. In 12 minutes, ó reply mi padà. Ní that same òru yẹn, mo send message kan sí wọn ní 23:44. Ó dẹ̀ reply mi ní 23:56. Ọlọ́run bá ń kẹ́ bàbá yẹn, ìyẹn CSI, torí pé àìmọye àwọn tó lówó lọ́wọ́. Mo sọ fún yín pé ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Bob D, bí wọ́n ní kí n máa pè wọ́n lẹ́gbọ́n mi, but ẹ mọ̀ àwa Yorùbá a ní respect gan. So ẹ̀gbọ́n mi náà ni Bob D. Bob D ò ní kankan kò ayé ló fẹ́ máa jẹ́ ń tiẹ̀ o. Ẹ lọ gbọ́ Kọ́lá Lóòtù ọ́díò tí bàbá yẹn ṣe. Ó ní Ìgbòho ní káwọn jọ lọ sí Ìgàngàn, òun nírọ̀ òun lọ Ìgàngàn kẹ̀. Ìwọ tó ń lọ jagun kí òun wá tẹ̀lé ẹ lọ, òun yá tilẹ̀kùn mọ́rí. Tọ́lọ́run ló lè bá wa kẹ́. So torí ẹ pàdé mi tó wà lórí line yẹn tí mò ń kí dáadáa, ẹ jẹ́ n kọ́kọ́ gbé ta ló rántí ibi tí bàbá oríṣiríṣi wọn ní kò ní ṣe kinní kan, àwọn ìyá kan wọ́n wọ̀ mí báyìí o, àwọn ìyá àsọnu wọn ní Ìgbòho ṣe Yorùbá nation mọ́, àbí wọn ní kò ṣe Yorùbá nation mọ́ wọn ní ó ti ṣe ti Tinubu nísìn, àwọn kan wá ń ba bẹ̀bẹ̀ bí Ìgbòho ṣẹ̀ ni. Pàdé mi ìwọ ló fẹ́ gba fídíò yìí torí tí ẹ mo fẹ́ play ìdánsì Ìgbòho. Ọlọ́run bá ń dúró tẹ̀lé nǹkan sí. Bá ń kí princess mi, ẹ bá ń kí bébì náà, kó wá bá ń kí ìyàwó náà, ẹ kú àdúró tì wá, ẹ kú àdúró tì. Ọlọ́run bá ń sọ ẹlẹ́sùn dáadáa, Ọlọ́run ló máa sọ ẹlẹ́sùn. Èèyàn èmi kọ́ mo lè sọ ẹlẹ́kí mo fi fún ẹ lẹ́yìn pé kí n kí ẹ báyìí, Ọlọ́run ló máa bá ń sọ ẹlẹ́sùn. Mo ní sọ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Because each time I just go back and remember you, but boy you don see Igboho mú bọ̀. Jẹ́ kọ́ mú mi. Don't see Igboho. Don't see Igboho. Yóò bá rí owó mi yàn. Don't see Igboho. Orí Igboho tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ pé olóòrè èyí. Orí Igboho olóòrè èyí. Orí Igboho òun sọ pé òré èyí. Ẹ yẹ ká gbọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Wọ́n kọ́ mọ̀ ní wọ́n sì Igboho. Tí wọn náà bá tó bẹ́ẹ̀, ìwọ jáde kò ṣe tí Igboho ṣe. Tó bá ní kò mọ̀ ṣe, ìwọ náà jáde kò wá ṣe tí Igboho ṣe. Jáde kí wọn náà wá ṣe tó ń ṣe. Ìwọ náà jáde kò wá ṣe tí Igboho ṣe. Àní kí wọn náà jáde kó wá ṣe tí kò ní ṣe. Tẹ bá ní kò mọ̀ ṣe tó, ẹ̀yin náà jáde ẹ wá ṣe ìtì. Ìwọ náà lè jáde.
So ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yẹn tó bá ń gbé lóde kejì tó bá jọ ọmọ bòmí ó kọ ìlú tó ti wá yẹn náà máa fi pè é níbi tó ń gbé. Èmi náà jẹ́ kan náà tó kópa nínú ogun Mọdákẹ́kẹ́ àti Ifẹ̀. So ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn tó bá gbọ́ sórí ogun yẹn tó ń gbọ́ gbogbo pa tí mo kó mẹ́rin pé ọkùnrin mẹ́rin ogun bàbá yẹn ń gba ogun ó ṣe báyìí ó máa ń jẹ́ kí ẹlòmíràn pé ọkùnrin ni akíkanjú ọkùnrin ni gbogbo wàhálà Ládọjà àtàwọn bàbá.
Aláì ọkùnrin ni. Igboho, no, you be man. Ọkùnrin ni. Azeez, mo ti get message orúkọ mi náà ló kọ ó yẹ bọ̀ máa pè ẹ́. Ọláyọmí Kóìkì ni kò pé méjì. Ọláyọmí Kóìkì ni. Ọkùnrin ni Igboho. Ọláì. Ọkùnrin dáadáa ni. Ọkùnrin ni. Ẹni tó bá mọ̀ ló lè mọ̀ ni. Ọkùnrin ni. Tí wọn náà bá wá jẹ́ ọkùnrin, ìwọ náà jáde kó ṣe tí Igboho ń ṣe. Tí wọn náà bá jẹ́ ọkùnrin, mo máa kí yín. Oluchi, thank you so much. Nothing good will come out in Nigeria. The time is now. I'm going to be talking about my brother Nnamdi Kanu. It's now 2 years. 2 years in the custody of the DSS. So we're going to come back to that in a minute. But I'm talking about our chief, CSI. When they say person a man, this one a man, no be in my mind. When they say person a man, Igboho na man. Eripa kan tọ́nà nísìn. Abáníkẹ́ support wa nísìn. Wọ́n ti ní kẹ́yìn fún wa lówó mọ́. Wọ́n ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe fún wa lówó yẹn ló ń dá problem sílẹ̀. Stupid people all over the place. Igboho na man. Play video yẹn dẹ́ sí. Igboho na man. Ọkùnrin ni. Akíkanjú ọkùnrin gan. Play video yẹn padà.
Àwọn tí wàhálà yẹn sojú wọn, wọ́n fẹ́ impeach Ládọjà, wọ́n fẹ́ yẹ Ládọjà ń pò, wọ́n fẹ́ gbàjọba lọ, wọ́n fẹ́ yẹn Ládọjà jẹ nǹkan kan tèmi dẹ̀ dúró tì ń gbà yẹn. Gbogbo àwọn tó rí pa tí mo kó láti pé kán mọ́ rí Ládọjà yẹn jẹ́ ń gbà yẹn. Sùtẹ́lẹ̀ mi bá rí mi èrò yẹn pé ọkùnrin mẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dọ́gbọ̀n nìyẹn bí wọ́n ṣe bọ́ta ṣe pọ̀ tó Ọlọ́run ṣẹ́gun wọn fún. Èròǹgbà mi lórí ìgbésẹ̀ àwọn Fúlàní yẹn ni pé ẹnu Yorùbá gbọ́dọ̀ kò. Tí wọ́n bá mọ̀ pé wọ́n fẹ́ ká bá Fúlàní jà káwọn bàbá wa gbogbo àwọn ọba wa gbogbo àwọn bàbá wa wọ́n ṣáájú kàn pè wá sí mítì kan dẹ̀ fún ara pé tó àwọn ọmọ yìí o kí ròyìn dé sì gbé kí gbogbo ayé rí pé tó àwọn ni wọ́n sọ pé tó ká kojú wọn gbogbo ibi tí yàrá ti fẹ́ jẹ Yorùbá ká fèsì ibẹ̀ Ọlọ́run mọ̀mọ̀ mu wà agbára mélòó wà làwọn Fúlàní wà ní wọn ò tó ń tọ́ ń pera wọn wọn fọlọ́ búra fún yín wọn ò tó ń tọ́ ń pera wọn Ọlọ́run bá Olódùmarè ń bọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n tá a bá ní nǹkan tí àwa náà ní lọ́dọ̀ àwọn bàtà jogún àwọn bàbá ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí lò ń sìn ká bọ́ta wọ́n sọ wá lóko míì táwọn bàbá bá mọ̀ pé yà ń jẹ àwọn Yorùbá kàn pè gbogbo wa sí mítìn kàn pè Ọọ̀ni kàn pa Láàfin kàn pa àwọn bàbá Àwùjalẹ̀ gbogbo àwọn ọba yẹn tó bá jókòó kàn wá pè wá kàn invite gbogbo wa wá Ọlọ́run bá lágbára èmi ò tó nǹkan kan àwọn tó tún lágbára jù wá pọ̀ tó pọ̀ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ kàn pè gbogbo wọn jọ so tí ń sìn tó bá wá pè wọn jọ tó bá mọ̀ pé lè kan ru wa náà ipá náà sì lè ní pátá lè kó kàn pè wá káwájọ jókòó káwo bá ṣe fẹ́ ṣe tí ò ní sí nǹkan kan ẹ̀mí gbọ̀n kankan mọ́ ẹlòmíì bẹ́ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ gbòó ni kò kú rí mi rí ẹlòmíì á ní ó lè kọ̀máǹdì mọ́ ó lójú àwọn tí mo ṣe lójú wọn rí ẹlòmíì á ló lè ṣe báyìí ẹlòmíì tí bá ṣèkan lójú ẹ yóò sọ mẹ́wàá ṣé nǹkan tí mo sọ yìí ẹlòmíì á sì ní ẹnu ni so àwọn tí wọ́n mọ̀ sọ pé nu nìyẹn èmi mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́n kí nǹkan dẹ̀mí àti wọn pọ̀ wọ́n lè rí pé kì í sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ nà ṣùgbọ́n pé kẹ́nìkan á lóun dìde ṣe.
ṣẹ́ríbi tí aláyé ti sọ̀rọ̀ mẹ́rin pé àwọn kan máa ń ẹnu ni ó ní kọ́nà jẹ́ kíwà tòun kẹjọ dà nǹkan pọ̀. ṣẹ́rí the energy tí chief ní àwọn kan náà ní energy yẹn bọ́wọ́ gbé jáde ó máa ń sọ̀nà ó ní òun nìkan kọ́ mo ké Pastor Mo Azeez mo ké ń bẹ̀. Ẹ lọ gbọ́ Kọ́lá Olótù kẹ lọ gbọ́ fídíò tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ but kò sẹ́nì kankan tó lè ẹ lè set it up. Mo sọ fún yín pé calculator ní Ìgbòho fún rẹ̀ calculator gidi kò ń ṣe ń tẹ́lẹ̀ òun fúnra rẹ̀ gan Ọlọ́run bá òun náà sọ ṣe fi pé Ọlọ́run bá òun náà sọ̀rọ̀ ni Ọlọ́run bá sọ̀rọ̀ so èèyàn kan ló ṣe máa sọ pé yẹ chief this that Abdullahi Muke Tiamiu Lukman God bless CSI God bless Nnamdi Kanu. Let's watch this the remaining 1 minute 50 seconds and we now prepare you for the Nnamdi Kanu interview. That interview I'll play that interview. It's just a recollection or reflection. What is Bola Tinubu, the new AGF, what are they going to do with the case of Nnamdi Kanu? I don't know. Maybe you know, you tell me.
Sunday Igboho wọ́n bọ́ ta o àbá nígbà tí wọ́n fi dọ̀tún la Buhari ó pàṣẹ láti Àbújá sọ́jà tí ó ka mọ́ta nkìdé yóò ju togun Boko Haram tó ń jẹ́ ilẹ̀ Haúsá lọ wọn ò ríra wọn bẹ̀ yẹn tá a bá dẹ́rẹ̀ wò nísìn ẹ̀ rí i pé wọ́n yìí máa lọ́wọ́ gbogbo táwọn ń ṣe ilẹ̀ Haúsá tó ń mú jẹ yẹn tá a bá dẹ́rẹ̀ wò nísìn wọ́n yìí máa lọ́wọ́ torí pé àwọn Yorùbá kan náà ní ọ̀lọ́ bá wọn lọ́hùn tí wọ́n sọ pé àwọn ọmọ bí wọ́n ṣe wọ́n ṣe nu pa ẹ̀ làwọn ọmọ ayákìlá làwọn ọmọ bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n yẹn ta la parí ta ìyá yóò la parí ìbíjà yẹn làlá fẹ́ gbé ó tó fi gbà sùúrù nìyẹn ó gbọgbọ́n kì í ṣe nǹkan tí yẹn kàn kágbádá ọ̀run tó kó funpá tó kó lóńdè tó gbé bọ̀kọ́rùn tó lọ́fẹ́ lọ pàdé Fúlàní o bí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ wọ́n sọ di nǹkan mímọ́ yẹn lọ àfi kéèyàn jókòó kó lọ́wọ́ àwọn bàbá yẹn táwọn bàbá yẹn ó ṣèwé kán sáyìn fún wa pé àwa la ṣèwé fún yín pé ìyà gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ Yorùbá gbogbo bíkíbi tí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá dé ẹ lọ sàbò lórí ẹ pa àwọn ọmọ tẹ bá mọ̀ ń bẹ ká ẹ sàbò àwọn ọmọ ń bẹ ńlẹ̀ bàbá mi àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ń bẹ ńlẹ̀ tí wọn ò ní sá rárá àwọn ọmọ tẹ́wọ̀n tán jókòó wọ̀nyí wọ́n yìí sọ wọn ìṣẹ́ran rírọ̀ but ọgbọgbọ́n àlèkàn sọ pé ẹ mọ lọ sí Ìkirè ibi tí wọ́n ti ń kidnap Yorùbá ẹ mọ lọ Òṣogbo ẹ mọ lọ lọ́rin ẹ mọ lọ sí yóò di nǹkan mímọ́ wa lọ́wọ́ tó bá ti dá wọn lójú pé àwọn làwọn bí wa àwọn sì làwọn bàbá àwọn ni bàbá wa lẹ̀ Yorùbá ń bí wọ́n sì ṣe bàbá burúkú wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ̀dàlẹ̀ bàbá tí fìyà jọmọ káwọn mẹ́rin bá gbádá rẹ̀ kan ó tì wá síwájú bàbá lọ bàbá nílọ káwọn bá gbádá rẹ̀ kan ní ká nìṣó níbẹ̀ bàbá lọ bàbá nílọ bá wọn gángan ò ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ torí ohun táwọn bàbá àkànnà ń bẹ tó ń gbà ń bẹ àwọn oníṣẹ́ jù bá ń lọ but táwọn.
CSI the intelligent man ẹ bó ṣe lo kóòdù níbẹ̀ yẹn pé àwọn bàbá wa náà ní kankan tó ń gbà níbẹ̀ ṣé gbogbo ọmọ yẹn tẹ́lẹ̀ tàbí ṣé ìgbésẹ̀ máa sọ fún yín pé tẹ́ mọ̀ pé adé pálásì kan ọba yẹn baálẹ̀ yẹn àbọ̀bàdẹ ni pé mo tẹ̀ dá wọn mọ̀ ní àmọ́ yàtọ̀ baálẹ̀ wọn òun làágùn bòyòyò ní ìmọ́lẹ̀ Yorùbá mú kẹ́ ọmọbọlájà Abdullahi ṣòtìrí mẹ́sẹ̀jì mo sẹ́ǹtì ẹ̀ Rahim Abbas mo kẹ́ ẹ̀ mo máa kí alájà Mukailat mo fi tẹlẹ́dùmarè tí àjọkẹ́ ayé àṣàkẹ́ ọ̀run gbogbo ìrun tẹ̀ ń kí lójoojúmọ́ àtàdúrà tí gbogbo yín ṣe fún wa yóò mọ́ wa lórí torí pé àwọn kan fẹ́ kó mọ́ wa lórí too many wicked people wọ́n ní kí ni Ìgbòho ń ṣe wọ́n ní kí ni Kóìkì ń ṣe àwọn ọ̀dẹ̀ lè ṣe tí Ìgbòho ń ṣe ọ̀ tí bí wọn dà ẹ lọ ṣe tí Ìgbòho ń ṣe ògùn fẹ́ pa ẹ́ nìyẹn ó tó bẹ́ẹ̀ kó lọ dánwò ló bí ìyá ọ̀kẹ́rẹ́ dánwò ló bí ìyá ọ̀kẹ́rẹ́ èmi wà ń lé mo tẹ̀lé lé gàngán àjọ wà nù mọ́tò ni ẹ ṣe jàre alájà gbogbo àwọn òkú ọ̀run Ọlọ́run àforíjì wọn dánwò ló bí ìyá ọ̀kẹ́rẹ́ Mr. Olabi Aziz ní kí ló dé tí Kọ́lá Olóòtú òpin Ìbà Gani Adams wáyé kọ́lé CSI ṣèbí bá ní ológun ọ̀fẹ́ o ẹ̀yà ara bí ẹ̀dá pé kọ́ pé bá ẹja gbọ́tán délẹ̀ mú bọ̀.
bá a jẹ́ bàbá dáadáa tí wọ́n dẹ̀ fẹ́ fi àtúbọ̀tán rí lẹ̀ fáwọn ọmọ wọn.
ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ yẹn àtúbọ̀tán rí a ní sí ní bíbá forever kò possible pé a máa wà ní bíbá ẹ ṣe yàrá alájà Ọlọ́run bá ń dúró ti gbogbo yín àwọn ìyá kan wá máa sọ pé Ìgbòho kankan I mean how can you say pé Ìgbòho ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún government Ìgbòho ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún government ẹ̀yin lẹ́sẹ̀ máa sọ pé Ìgbòho wá ṣiṣẹ́ fún government I just laugh when people that are not okay máa check ẹ̀ nísìn mo mọ̀ kó ti reply mi máa check ẹ̀ ẹ̀ wá ní ma ní Ìgbòho ń ṣiṣẹ́ how can you say Ìgbòho is working for the Nigerian government I mean does that add up? I understand that people are used to all these this kind of information that has no and the status there's a terrible video there in Akwa Ibom. They were actually taking people's off, I don't know whether they are selling their heart. So when people say that CSI is working for the government, and I'm thinking, really? He's working for the government. How? So you think that he's working for the government with even the little information that I know? Do you know how many people have called us? I just laugh when people say that. But those that have no knowledge and understanding of how things work, they're always looking for propaganda. And most of you are under the influence of the marabouts of the Fulanis. Let's listen more.
Impediment to Yoruba development. It's the impediment to Oodua development. Without Nigeria, we won't be where we are. 1962, we were far ahead of South Korea and North Korea. We were far ahead of China even. We had television before France. We had radio before South Africa. Now look at where we are today. I think it's a shame that even any Yoruba man can be talking about restructuring at this point in time. What are we restructuring? This country that is already shot to pieces? I don't think that's what we want. But they are always talking about giving Nigeria a chance. The patience of Yoruba with Nigeria has come to an end.
If you don't allow we Biafrans to go, that zoological republic called Nigeria will be a worse place than Somalia. And today it is happening. And if you have not applied for your Somalian visa, please try and do so. Should I say Somali visa? Try and do so as quickly as possible, because the zoo is on the path of destruction. And there is nothing man can do to reverse it. Mark today's date and what I'm telling you. Nigeria will be destroyed beyond human comprehension.
Buhari kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu 2 years precisely today. And we don't know what Tinubu has in stake. But we heard what Asari Dokubo told Tinubu. So definitely Asari Dokubo is scared that Nnamdi Kanu being released might be a problem. Shout out to every one of you around the world. Moki Ijaya. Moki gbogbo ẹ̀yin ti Badagry. Moki Momiwa Folake Ogunide. And everyone that have joined us around the globe. Shout out to those of you on the Mix LR, Comrade Plan B, and the rest of you. Idris Ini is definitely organ harvesting. Video ẹ̀ bad gan. Orí status mi nìkan ni mo ti lè gbé sí. Kò ṣe gbé sórí social media. Wọ́n máa block everywhere. Kò tẹ̀ ní rí social media yẹn lò mọ́ láyé. Àmọ́ ìtẹ̀ tí post picture ìmọ̀ àtọlọ́pàá ìṣá. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n lọ mú picture yẹn jáde. Ta ló rántí ọlọ́pàá tí mo bá ya picture níjọ́ Friday tí mo wà ní Central London. Ama Uche, how you doing? How you doing, my brother? What is Tinubu going to do with Nnamdi Kanu? Even Dr. Kemi Olunloyo, like her or hate her, she spoke about Nnamdi Kanu's health. Nnamdi Kanu's health is not getting better. We only pray for him. So I don't know why they are still not doing much with Nnamdi Kanu. I don't know why. I pray that they will resolve the situation between the federal government and Nnamdi Kanu before it is too late. Nnamdi Kanu has not committed any offense. There's nothing called a treasonable offense, because even the court in Nigeria has acquitted him of all the charges. So why they are still holding him is what I don't get. I don't understand why Nnamdi Kanu is still being held under the spell of what is called Nigeria. You cannot hold him forever. You have to release him. There will be negotiation between us all. You can't hold him because his views of wanting the breakup or disintegration or the dissolution of what is known as Nigeria will be the reason why you want to keep him there. It is not possible. You can't. These things don't happen in the reality. But I know that we are living in a world that is not reality. So that is why some people will say, shut up. Who are you to tell Tinubu what to do with Nnamdi Kanu? I will play a video that I got on Twitter what Nnamdi Kanu said about Nigeria. I'm just getting that video ready for us. Why do we want problem? Bola Tinubu, I believe, should be very smart to know that holding Nnamdi Kanu is not going to resolve peace in Nigeria. And you can see that it took me some few seconds to release that peace. I know everybody wants peace in Nigeria. But you want peace and you want to hold somebody because he believes that Nigeria is not what we all think Nigeria is. So who are you to now say that Nnamdi Kanu should not be released? Number one, we are not begging Bola Tinubu, because some people have been begging for IGBOHO, and I don't think people understand the consequence of what we are saying here. Number one, what has been their offense? These two important people in the history of mankind. Remember that Nelson Mandela was called a terrorist at some point. But eventually today, Nelson Mandela's statue is right in front of the parliament in central London. So when people that are saying that Nnamdi Kanu should not be released, like Asari Dokubo said, I hope Tinubu will not listen to Asari Dokubo. I just hope not, because holding Nnamdi Kanu is just going to be no peace in Nigeria. There will not be peace. If anybody is looking for peace, we have to make sure that everybody is given opportunity to have a say. Yes, I know they've said that Simon Ekpa is working for federal government. I don't know how people come up with all these nonsense that they talk about. But it's okay. Let's listen to this video I got on Twitter this morning when it comes to Nnamdi Kanu. What happened? Oh, why is it? Okay, let's play from here.
What is the meaning of the word Nigeria? Is it an African name? Is Nigeria an African name? It means nigger. Niger means nigger. In French, nigger is a Latin word. In French, it is called Niger. It means black. That's the meaning of it. Even yesterday, one of your musicians, Nigga Raw, changed his name to Mr. Raw. Why? Because in America, he went to Apple and said to Apple, I cannot sell my music. He's a Nigerian artist, a zoo artist, I should say. He said to them, why are you not selling my music? They said, you cannot answer this name here. He said, but this thing means nigger. Nigger means Niger. Niger Raw. That's why I answer. They said, no. Here is an offensive word. Remove it. He changed only yesterday to Mr. Raw. Change his name. Is the name Nigeria African? The answer is no. What is driving me mad is this. Who created Nigeria? Was Nigeria created by Africans? The answer is no. So what is, if the basis of your argument is that Britain, Europe, the white man is the problem, and you're trying to fight defending what the white man created, that means you're very foolish. You don't know your own argument. You started very well, and I supported you that imperialism is the problem, Britain is the problem. I agree. Then how come you are supporting something that Britain created, not to serve your interest as a black person, but to serve their own imperialistic view of life. That is where your argument collapsed. I don't hate people.
My question is, what is the offense of Nnamdi Kanu and Dr. Sunday Igboho? What is the offense? I mean, what key offense? What have they done? Kidnapper demand 10 million naira to release an Ondo Islamic cleric. Black Barrow. What is the offense? Is the offense under the United Nations says that they cannot do what they are doing? Let's go and look at it. 1914, no, 19 declaration. Let's ask ourselves the question here again. Nnamdi Kanu has the right under the General Assembly Resolution 1514. And I think I should download this video for my own purpose here. I need to bring the video into our streaming. This is what Nnamdi Kanu and Dr. Sunday Igboho are both fighting for. It's called the General Assembly Resolution 1514. Let me see if we can find a video. Let's see if I can find a video around it. Kilo me. All right, I think there's a video here. There's another one here. All right, let's listen to this. Let's watch this. And this is put together by a law audio. So this organization that put this together, okay, this is the page. So they are called the law. So I'm really Montonso. So they are lawyers, I believe. So they talk about different things. Constitution of the Congo, Constitution of the Comoros, Constitution of the Colombia. They even have a lot. Constitution of China. So on it in Nigeria and in Constitution of Chile, Central Africa. Wow. Infringing against the security of the armed force. So these are treason and espionage. This is what they are charging Nnamdi Kanu for. And that has been knocked out. Cherry, Eyiti, Emangbawa, those of you that listen to us, I told you that this is the platform where we look at things from different areas of international treaties, policies, things that sometimes, I learn along the line because I've never come across this one before. But I can see corruption of employee, labor court, so law on negotiation, negotiable instrument and payment transaction, working condition, penalties. So there are so many things that people talked about. You can see that these ones are focused. Criminalization of infringement of liberty. Maybe we should listen to this first. There's a lot there. General right and obligation of the state. Interesting. I need to follow this particular page. Rome Statute of International. There are quite a lot in there. Let's talk about this one. Criminalization of infringement of liberty. First, let's go and find out the meaning of infringement so that Ali Kuyini understanding of what we want to listen to. Infringement.
Infringement.
Again.
Infringement.
One more time.
Infringement.
What does it mean? So when we say infringement, the action of breaking the terms of a law agreement, violation. Buhari government infringed the right of Nnamdi Kanu. It was a violation. They can also say copyright infringement. Taba play orin Fela Nisin, ó ti di copyright àti infringe lórí right here. So when some of you say, shut up, Nnamdi Kanu is disturbing Nigeria. No. Nigeria is how do I want to put it?
Nigeria is a country that has treaty, that has law that he has to follow, not only the 1999 Constitution. Some of you think that Nigeria only has to follow the 1999 Constitution. No! If it is a mistake in here, that is where you get it wrong. Nigeria is not just about following the 1999 Constitution. It has to obey the law outside Nigeria, which Nigeria signed for. I hope you are listening to this. I hope you are following this. Nigeria must respect its own law, but also respect international law. So Nigeria has actually infringed on the right of Nnamdi Kanu, on the right of Dr. Sunday IGBOHO. So what is the infringement meaning? An infringement is a violation, a breach, or unauthorized act. My question is, has Nigeria done the needful by kidnapping and rendition Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria? And some Nigerians are happy, they're excited. And the same Nigerians want Nigeria to come and defend them outside Nigeria. You can see that that is juju be that. Because you want Nnamdi Kanu to be kept in the custody of Nigeria, even though Nigeria has already
infringement.
Do you know that Nnamdi Kanu right is already being
infringement?
But you don't want yourself to know that Nigeria has
infringement.
Why has Nigeria kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu? Because it is Nigeria that kidnapped him. But Nigerians are happy, like somebody like Asali Dokubo, that tell Bola Tinubu not to release Nnamdi Kanu because he believes that Nnamdi Kanu has something to do with the NSAS. Can you imagine that? So Nigerians today are people that love to be told lies. We are discussing Nnamdi Kanu and IGBOHO rights. So when Nigerians say, forget about Nnamdi Kanu, forget about IGBOHO, I am asking. And some people are now saying that IGBOHO, they should beg for IGBOHO on his behalf. What has IGBOHO done that Nigerian government invaded his house on the 1st of July, killed 2 innocent Yoruba people, or killed 2 innocent Nigerians, if you want to even classify it that way. And as we speak right now, they have not released the dead body. The same Nigeria invaded Kanu's home in 2017, killed as many innocent Igbos, or should we say innocent Nigerians. Why? And the same Nigerians want every single one of us to live together, piece by piece. And the question is, it is not going to happen because Nigeria has already
infringement.
The reason why I am explaining the meaning of infringement, because I have a video that I'm going to play under this new YouTube channel that we just come across. It's called Criminalization of Infringement of Liberty. It's a 7-minute. So when people are saying that Nnamdi Kanu is trying to break Nigeria, no. Does that mean that we need to now infringe on his rights? So what does it mean when we say
infringement?
Tabani,
infringement.
An infringement is a violation. So let me first even give you the meaning of violation. We have to do a lot of meaning today, because we have so many Nigerians that have become dumb and daft, cannot understand between right and wrong. How can you say because Nnamdi Kanu is asking for what is allowed under the General Assembly Resolution of 1514 that stated in December 14, 1960, declaration on granting of independence to the colonial countries. And I'll just fast forward it quickly. It says, declare, number 1, this is what Nnamdi Kanu was fighting for. He's not fighting because he wants to break Nigeria. He said the subjection of people the Biafra people, the Igbo people, the same thing that IGBOHO is fighting for, the Yoruba people, the subjection of the people of aligned subjugation, domination, exploitation. Are we not exploiting the Igbos? We are exploiting them. We can see what is going on in Alaba. You might keep your eyes away, but the question is, things must be done without infringing on their right. If they think that the buildings are not up to the standard, yes, let them take it down. But I hope that they have gone through the normal process without, you cannot say we should live together and you are infringing the right of innocent Nigerians because their political views is different from yours. We cannot live together. That literally means that we are now also saying that we are denying a fundamental human right. It's contrary, C-O-N-T-R-A-R-Y, Charlie Oscar November Tango Romeo Oscar Alpha Romeo Yankee, to the Charter of the United Nations, and it's an impediment to the promotion of world peace. I said earlier, there will never be peace in Nigeria until we find a lasting solution to all the infringement, to all the violation, to all the breach and unauthorized act. How can you kidnap somebody from a country that he visited with not your own passport? Nnamdi Kanu did not travel with Nigerian passport. He traveled with a British passport to Kenya, and Buhari, because of the hatred, which Babakintoye told us also, that there is so much hatred in Nigeria, we don't love each other, we are all living in denial. So because Buhari hates so much of the Igbos, because of the little fracas that Gowon is talking about, that led to the death of 5 million innocent people, and you want the Igbo people to live side by side with each other, with us, there will be gbasgbos at some point. There's no doubt in my mind. If Bola Tinubu do not sit with us all on a round table and let us redefine the meaning that Nnamdi Kanu told us here. Let's listen again to him. Oh, Mr. African, what is the meaning of the word Nigeria? He's asking, what is the meaning of the word Nigeria? So you want us to live together, but you don't want us to allow a non-violation. Because if something is violation, that means it's a crime against humanity. The unauthorized act was what was done, and today is 2 years that Nnamdi Kanu has been kidnapped. And Nigerians just think that we can continue. And when the Biafra say, let us have a referendum and decide whether we still want to remain as this country that Nnamdi Kanu is explaining here. Is it an African name? Is it an African name? Or is Nigeria an African name? He's asking again. You, a Nigerian, come and answer me. Is Nigeria an African name? Why then do we want to support this country that is not called African name? Oh, I understand. Because you see Nigeria representing football in the World Cup, mumu. Because you see Nigeria representing us in the Olympic, mumu. That does not value and mean that. Because the same Nigeria, like I told you earlier this morning, the topic I used this morning, for those of you that missed the broadcast, was, are we looking to a future in Nigeria or a future in Yoruba nation that would love us, that would not infringe on my right? If I come to Nigeria now, this is my military hat, where they wear now, my right will be infringed. Do you understand? This my military cap that I'm wearing, but it's the same Oyibo people that told us that we are Nigerians. I can wear a military hat here because they know definitely you are just wearing it does not mean you are a military man. You can wear it to anywhere. You are not a military man. They know that. But the same Oyibo people that gave us Nigeria do not allow you to wear the same hat in Nigeria. Your right is already being infringed. So let's now listen quickly. Now that I've given you the background, I was going to tell you the meaning of violation. So let's look at the word violation. One more time. Violation. Did Nigerian government violation? Did Nigerian government violation? Nnamdi Kanu and IGBOHO? The answer is yes. But what is the meaning according to the English dictionary? The action of violating someone or something. The aircraft, imagine they are even using aircraft as an example. The aircraft were in violation of the United Nations resolution. Violation is a 2020 Canadian, no, sorry. What is the definition of violation? In a way that is not allowed. Look, forget it. You can hate Nnamdi Kanu, you can disagree with me, but Nigeria has violated his right. So the same Nigeria you are now asking, the same Nigeria you are now asking as well, that you want to live peacefully. You must be crazy. You must be dreaming. Nobody will have peace in Nigeria. I can bet my life with that. Nobody will have peace of mind because Nigeria continue to infringe on our right, continue to violate our right. And as Babakitoye stated in page 5 of the letter we sent to Tinubu on the 30th of May, Nigerian culture of inter-people's hatred has almost totally destroyed all of these. Though Yoruba people were confidently living in a growing prosperity by 1960. And we have evidence of that because this is what Comrade George Akinola stated in Adamasingba, in Ibadan, when they were shouting in 2017, don't let us go and vote again. We don't need to vote. What we should be asking for is how to move our way out of Nigeria without any fight, in a way that is civilized, in a way in the rule of law, so that there will not be bloodshed. But if everybody is living in denial, you can prepare your mind for anything. Let's listen to him.
To development. Without Nigeria, we won't be where we are. 1962, we were far ahead of South Korea and North Korea. We were far ahead of China even. We had television before France. We had radio before South Africa. Now look at where we are today. I think it's a shame that even any Yoruba man can be talking about restructuring at this point in time. What are we restructuring? This country that is already shot to pieces? I don't think that's what we want. But they are always talking about giving Nigeria a chance. The patience of Yoruba with Nigeria has come to an end.
If you don't allow we Biafrans to go, that zoological republic called Nigeria will be a worse place than Somalia. And today it is happening. And if you have not applied for your Somalian visa, please try and do so. Should I say Somali visa? Try and do so as quickly as possible because the zoo is on the path of destruction. And there is nothing man can do to reverse it. Mark today's date and what I'm telling you. Nigeria will be destroyed beyond human comprehension.
And it has already been destroyed. When we look at the projection of what Buhari did after 8 years, you will just be asking yourself, Do you know the amount of corruption that went into Buhari's government? Part of that corruption was the violation of Nnamdi Kanu's right. That is more than, you cannot put money on it. You cannot put money on violation. When people talk about a billion is missing, can you put billions on a violation of somebody's right? Violation. But what Buhari don't understand is, he might think he has violated Nnamdi Kanu's right. He has now left Tinubu to decide. If Tinubu do not resolve this problem, there will be no peace in Nigeria. Let me now play the legal term of criminalization of the infringement of liberty. Let's listen to this. I do not own the copyright. This is called the law audio. We are just using it for presentation.
Odia, 2009, Criminalization of Infringement of Liberties. Title 4. Infringement of Liberties. Chapter 1. Illegal Arrest, Detention, and Confinement. Article 253, Illegal Arrest, Detention, or Confinement. Any person who arrests, detains, or confines other persons without order from the legitimate authorities or except for the cases provided by the law is punished to 1. Imprisonment of between 1 and 3 years if the arrest, detention, or confinement is less than 48 hours. 2. Imprisonment of between...
Buhari should be in prison
for the infringement of the right of IGBOHO and Nnamdi Kanu. But because we are in a lawless country, Ashatishe Yoruba, thank you so much. Mr. Damilare, thank you so much. It's because a country like Nigeria is a lawless country. If not, Buhari should be arrested as he was completing his tenure because he has infringed on the right of two innocent people because they disagree with his own views.
3 and 5 years if the arrest, detention, or confinement is from 48 hours to less than 1 month. 3. Imprisonment of between 5 and 10 years if the arrest, detention, or confinement is equal to or more than 1 month. Article 254, Aggravating Circumstances of Punishment. Any person who arrests, detains, or confines other persons without order from the legitimate authorities or except for the case.
I hope you are listening. This is the case of, this is what the argument that Nnamdi Kanu legal team are putting in front of the judges. So all these judges, they know that. They know that. That is why they could not find Nnamdi Kanu as a treasonable felony that they passed on him. He has been acquitted, but yet they refuse to let him go. The question is, Tinubu, stop playing with fire. Stop playing with fire. Allow Nnamdi Kanu to be released because, number one, his health is not good, and we pray for him. We are not begging. It is his fundamental human right that has been abused by your former president called Fulani Muhammadu Buhari from Niger, dead or alive, like I always say.
Cases provided by the law.
Some of you that are Nigerians, I pity you. You are laughing. It concerns you less, but you will all cry. I've told you that. 4 years is all Tinubu have, especially Yoruba people. You will cry. Your life is not going to change. Electricity, I've just been told, is going on. Nothing new because we are paying hell of a fire here as well. But because Nigeria has not prepared for the kind of the day, you will all cry. Nigeria is already a Titanic that is sinking. Tinubu cannot pull it back. Even after the years of the Titanic under the ocean, they still can't bring it out. They've gone underneath, taking pictures and all sorts, but they can't bring it back. So many Yoruba people don't understand how law works. Because Tinubu is not the president, he will follow the rule of law. If it does not follow the rule of law, there will be gbas in Nigeria at some point. There's no doubt. But I know the Biafra are just taking it stage by stage.
Is punished to imprisonment of between 15 and 30 years for one of the following cases. 1. With tortures or barbarous acts.
Nnamdi Kanu was tortured. Don't bastard people say, and then so what? Hey, there are so many people that are dying in Southeast. Is it Nnamdi Kanu that is killing them? Is it Nnamdi Kanu that is sending people to go and kill people? Have you not seen the Nigerian military that has been caught? Is there in the news that they have been abusing, kill, made, genocide? And I asked you, is it Nnamdi Kanu that asked them to go and kill 21 people in Plateau State last week? 3 people died in UK. 21 died in Nigeria, in Plateau State precisely. 7-to-3 ratio. The international news abandoned you guys there because you are nothing to them. They see you as guinea pigs. Sorry, that is the only way I can phantom you all. The international community was broadcasting the 3 people that died inside Nottingham. But no international news, not even your BBC that you love so much, not even your whatever, all they did was, nobody could tell the world that 29 people were killed in the, what we called Nigeria. And the death of Nigerians are laughing. Hey, Tinubu is there now. As if he's their messiah. One bastard. Especially the Yoruba people. They are so excited. They are so excited that they think that because Tinubu is there, Tinubu will resolve the problem that has been collateral damage. Because we know that the first election was rigged by the British in 1959. I am just going to play a little bit more from this. I'm going to fast forward it, but I want to stick first to the torture for 8 days. They were almost going to do the same thing with IGBOHO, but we were very, very quick and we moved very fast. I told you that I left Benin Republic in the afternoon. IGBOHO was meant to leave in the evening. And when Buratai and the federal government of Buhari, the animal, the most wicked person in the history of mankind, dead or alive, I don't care. Whether it's his body there, whether they put another body there, there's nothing that's not happening around the world today. But what I can tell you is, somebody was disguising, somebody was pretending to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for 8 years. I don't care whether he died along the line or he survived it, whether he had dementia. But what we know is dementia. Somebody was controlling Buhari from behind the scene. That is not the person that you all know. But what I'm saying is, they wanted to take IGBOHO back as well as quickly as possible to Nigeria so that they can lock him very close to Nnamdi Kanu and say, yes, we got the two of you. But we give thanks to our Eledumare. We give thanks to the creator and Baba, Professor Banji Akintoye, that moved very fast. The helicopter was not even allowed to land in Benin Republic. They told the helicopter to go back to the Abuja, that you are not taking IGBOHO. Nigeria has always been a big scam. If anybody say Nigeria is a country, you're wasting your time. But one thing is, Nigerians are the most gullible people. They go and vote, go and vote, everybody go and vote. But what they don't understand is that voting is not going to resolve the current predicament of what we are facing in Nigeria until we discuss what we call the nationality problem, according to Baba Akintoye. Let me read that again in the statement that we sent to Bola Tinubu. If we do not resolve the nationality problem, there will be more fire in the mountain. Once again, the Yoruba people, we have made our decision to negotiate with the Nigeria, the creation of our own and separate autonomous political and economic space outside the framework. I know the international community, especially those that are still thinking they can do business with Nigeria, it is only for temporarily. Nigeria will wind down at some point. Like I said, I will do a full detailed program about East Timor, how they are independent. We've done it before, but we will do it again. But I want to go back to Baba Akintoye, looking for where exactly he stated it. What we are having is called nationality problem. They say we are Nigerian. No, there's nothing called Nigeria. Maybe I should remind you what Nnamdi Kanu said 8 years ago precisely.
Mr. African, what is the meaning of the word Nigeria? Is it an African name?
It is not an African name. Thank you so much, our brother Nnamdi Kanu. Baba Akintoye, if you print this letter, it will give you 7 pages. At page 3, Professor Oracle Emeritus Adebanji Akintoye, the leader of the Yoruba self-determination. If anybody is pretending to be a leader, especially that bastard woman, chase her away. She's a Mami Wata that wants to destroy Baba Akintoye and the rest of us. Nigeria stand at this moment in a devastating pain of unresolved nationality problem. Hey, we are Nigerian. Who gave you Nigeria? Mumu, Lord Lugard, under the British Empire. After they've taken us as slaves, abandoned as many people in the ocean, died. Some people didn't survive it. And you think that those spirit of people that they moved are still happy. Until we retain and get back our territory, we will all remain slaves wherever we are. Let's listen again to Nnamdi Kanu here. And as I said, Tinubu must move very fast. Very, very fast, so that Nnamdi Kanu can be released. And that does not mean he will be released and he will be told, no, you can't do it, you can't do Biafra anymore. No, he has a right. I've told you that he has a right, and that right will be respected. by Bola Tinubu, that right will be respected by all the evil governors, all these bomb bastards that sold Nnamdi Kanu, especially those that call themselves the dogs. You sold him out, we know that. That's why you know they fight the autopilot. Koiki, come and tell us, do you still think that the arrangement between what you discussed with Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa is still working? Onyara, Onyoshi, Onyeberibe, no go better for now. It no go better for every one of you when they ask me that question. Ogun go kill you now. Did Nnamdi Kanu even talk about dust in that meeting? No! But I will not tell you. I told you that I have so much information under my stomach. If you like, go and do voodoo. Whatever Nnamdi Kanu told us in that meeting, it was not one time, it was not two times, it was not three times. That's all I can tell you. But I have record that the meeting was held. That's all I can say. When Nnamdi Kanu comes out, you can go and ask him what he discussed with us and Chief Sunday IGBOHO. And it was Nnamdi Kanu that requested for that meeting, in case you don't know. Olushi people. So Nnamdi Kanu, where it was torture for 8 days. You know, nobody knows where Nnamdi Kanu was. They say they are the dogs. Olushi. Imagine me, I don't know where IGBOHO is in 1 hour. I should not even be coming out to talk about Yoruba Nation anymore. If I don't know where IGBOHO is presently in every 1 hour of a day, then I should not be coming out to talk. And some of them are just fighting the autopilot. They're fighting Simon Ekpa. Instead of them to go and lie behind Simon Ekpa. Olushi people. And the same Olori Buruku lawyer where they get. That one is already compromised. Only God knows how much they pay. You will all cry. But let's hear what Nnamdi Kanu said 8 years ago. Bola Tinubu, you will have to release him without no condition, and we are not begging you. It is his right. You have already, well, not you, but your bomb bastard Buhari, already what?
Infringement. The
right. Some of you don't even understand all this English. That's why I have to break it down for you. Because it's so many gullible idiots. Shape you weighing at the hungry. 130 million Nigerians are living in abject poverty. You will release Nnamdi Kanu without no condition. We are not begging for IGBOHO as well. All these people where they come and, hey, yeah, Bola Tinubu, please forgive IGBOHO as if IGBOHO commit a crime. Don't bastard every single one of you. Olushi people. Hey,
Nigerian African name. It means nigger.
It means nigger. Babakitoye says again, I'm just pushing between Babakitoye and Nnamdi Kanu, great leaders that have the same mind. This is what Babakitoye said. Nigeria stands at this moment in a devastating pains of an unresolved nationality problem. Can I become a French citizen? Just I say, French. I will be French without marrying them or without going through their immigration. I live in this country for 25 years. They refuse to let me just be a British citizen from day one. Imagine you have to work hard, fight hard for immigration. Why didn't they allow me to become a British citizen from the day one I entered this country? No, because I am not a British citizen. I have to now go and fight it back to back for 15 good years. And Olori Buruku people, I'm telling them, let's have our own self-independent nation so that I can control the border. I can decide who will come in, who will not go in. I saw our Prime Minister in Wood Green last week in the image that was circulated with a uniform of immigration, busting people that they don't want them to come to this country. Today, a Yoruba man, Imamo, they've kidnapped him in Ondo State. They're asking for 20 million. The person will never chop, they ask for 20 million. I hope they don't cut his head out.
Niger means nigger. Nigger is a Latin word.
Everybody knows that. Babakitoye went on further to say, as a highly prospective leader of another, imagine how many people saw how the disgrace South Africa in Poland. South Africa. The Poland government refused to allow the embarkment of the entourage of the president of the African country. Dumb bastard. South Africa should deal with them. Imagine they allowed them to sleep in the aircraft. They were there for 9 hours. Even they confiscated the weapon that they, imagine confiscated the weapon. It was only Joe Biden that brought his own armor car that drove into the Buckingham Palace. All the other African leaders, they packed them like sardines. I need to go and prepare something now. I never chop, sir. I don't forget, I never chop. And 1 o'clock, I only ate croissant. And please, me, I don't eat croissant and water. Now they drink cholera water. Bomb bastard. Baba Akintoye say, as highly prospective leader of another African country remarked recently, the nation of Nigeria hate one another. The hatred is just so much that you saw it play out during the 2023 election. Yes, everybody will save their own now. Koiki, why are you supporting the Igbo people? You should support Bola Tinubu Lushi. Why should I support Bola Tinubu? Because he's a Yoruba man. Is it going to make me a better person? Even if at least I'm still very, I'm a public figure. Even if I want to renew my Nigerian passport now, are they going to let me go? I saw them on Friday. The same people that will be abusing us. I saw them there now. You saw the other guy the other day, I think 2 years ago, if not 3 years now. I hope they've released the guy though, because they say he had mental problem. He destroyed all the vehicle in the Nigerian High Commission. Bomb bastard.
It is called Niger. It means black. That's the meaning of it.
That's why we all run around. Look at they kill a Nigerian in Tunisia. Go to Libya, Yoruba people. I don't know whether the Igbo people did it. Libya, go there. We know some of them commit atrocity as well, but Libya, we don't get government, they disrespect us. Libya hasn't had a government for the last 10 years. Their petrol is the cheapest in Africa. Say we have crude oil. And they go and phantom somebody like that criminal called himself Asari Dokubo. That's why they don't want to break Nigeria. Asari Dokubo, Tompolo, Musopunyi, and Woton Jejekuje Niye. How can the country be giving security outfit to people like that to maintain our oil pipeline? Because it has always been fraud from day one. Nigeria was never designed to work for me and you. So somebody like Asari, you can see he was even struggling to come down from the stair. I don't even know what. Sheikosi lifting it. They should be lifting Aso Rock and take them up now. Why must they come through the staircase? Is it by force? The person we don't joke with people's health, but you can see that it's just too big. Saying that in Tinubu don't release Nnamdi Kanu, and they come and get peace in Nigeria. I know everybody is just waiting, but negotiation will continue. Because they will everything in this world you will negotiate, there will be diplomacy, there will be consultation. But some people say, Koiki, where are you? And I thought you say we are going to fight. If I say we are going to fight and there's still room for negotiation, called Ulushi. But you promised us that we are going to fight. And if they say we should come and fight now, every one of you will run away. We saw it now. I was in Nigeria with IGBOHO. We went to Gogon. I know even Kola Olotu said it on his radio show yesterday. A big man like that saying he had to run away. Look, how can he even be saying that? He should be ashamed of himself. He was saying it in the live transmission that when IGBOHO told him he's going to Gogon, he said he locked his door, told his wife to cook amala for him. Can you imagine?
Even yesterday, one of your musicians, Nigga Raw, changed his name to Mr. Raw. Why? Because in America, he went to Apple and said to Apple, I cannot sell my music. He's a Nigerian artist. A Zoo artist, I should say.
Some people say, why are you calling Nigeria a country? Is it not a country? Do you know in Adamawa, a 7-year-old, I saw that, I showed you that, on the Sahara Reporter this morning during the Star Radio. A 7-year-old that is a minor. I can show the image here, but we couldn't show it on the Star Radio. Look at the head of this girl. That country, we need to... let me just not say what I want to say now, because that's when you guys want to capture Undoshi people. Because if I say that one now, that is the only one that will capture in all this program. They are always... I know they're under my show. Bomb bastard. But one day, will be one day, the idiotic people that the marabot in Nigeria has owed your life, you will all come out and do the needful. That's all I will say. Look at the image of this girl. 7 years old. We should be crying. People should be out on the road protesting. They say, Koiki, shut up. Every time you say protest, because you want money from protest. Yeah, because you want money. That's why you say we should come and protest, so that you can sell flag, you can sell a souvenir. Olushi. I was at the protest ground with our lovely doctors here in UK. They gave me, after I collected one, I said I want another one. I came home with more than 7. We don't like taking one thing. Look, they gave me the small one because I think they're voting again for another strike. Support pay restoration for doctors. So do you think all these things that is free, they will make it? We should all be out, even here in London, protesting because of this girl. But we don't love each other. We hate each other because she's not from Yoruba land. So who cares? She's an Hausa, and then so what? Make them kill themselves there. And then the same people, they will go on Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi. Go on social media now, YouTube. You'll be seeing people praying. When we should be out today, even if not for anything, for the sake of humanity. This is a 7-year-old girl. Asking this 7-year-old domestic help. She was only fed once a day, brutalized by a Nigerian bomb bastard housewife that they should have dealt with. For failing, how can you say this girl is 7 years old, should be cleaning utensil, and now she has developed a kidney enlargement? Every Nigerian should be out on the street, even outside Nigeria, for the purpose of this girl. But we don't like each other. We hate each other so much that Baba Akintoye went on further to say, Nigeria hates one another, and the hatred has steadily escalated since independence. And yet, our political leaders of Nigeria strangely choose to keep Nigeria as one. Bomb bastard, every single one of you. They know the truth. We should all be out on the street today. Every embassy with the big as much as we can hate the Oyibo people, I still love, it's their government that we don't like what they are doing. But the Oyibo people, I know what they would have done by this morning. They would have printed out the head of this girl. Everywhere will be hot today. But no. Who is going to come out? The moment we look at where Adamawa said, no, she's not Yoruba. Even Igbo people say, and that's so what makes she die. And the same people will go and carry their Bible. They'll be reading Bible. They'll be reading church. How did we even get to this? How did we get to this? Is the next video I'm going to show you. It's until we understand that we are not one. We will never be one in that zoological bastard country. Even this Olori Buruku Jonathan knows that. Hear what he has to say. Oloshi.
How we've been having this conversation about the unity of Nigeria. And I reflect back at some of the prominent statements made by some of our founding leaders. And I feel that probably this will help us to have a conversation on the Nigerian unity. I just brought four, not to bore you. First, and I quote, not my statement, Nigeria is not a nation. It's a mere geographical expression. There are no Nigerians in the same sense as there are English, Welsh, or French. The word Nigerian is merely a distinctive appellation to distinguish those who live within the boundaries of Nigeria from those who do not. This is accredited to Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the former Prime Minister of the Western region. The second one, and I quote, it is true that we politicians always delight in talking loosely about the unity of Nigeria. 60 years ago, there was no country called Nigeria. What is now Nigeria consisted of several large and small communities, all of which were different in their outlooks and beliefs. The advent of the British and that of Western education has not materially altered the situation, and the many and varied communities have not knit themselves into a composite unit. This is accredited to Sir Amadu Bello, former Premier of Northern Region. The third, and I quote, since 1914, the British government has been trying to make Nigeria into one country. But the Nigerian people themselves are historically different in their backgrounds, in their religious beliefs and customs, and do not show themselves any sign of willingness to unite. The Nigerian unity is only a British intention for the country.
It is not in their hands because you know what? Power belongs to the people. Anything we want is what we're going to get. Once again, I want to ask this. Do you think this dream is realizable without a war? And are you prepared to fight another war?
This dream can be realized without a war. And let me put it this way, as soon as the people, the various ethnic groups in Nigeria realize what Nigeria means to each and every ethnic group, they will subscribe to our position. So it is realizable without a war. Before the white man came, let me ask you this, because it's an interview, which means you can ask me questions and I can ask you. Before the white man came, was there any Nigeria? Before the white man came, did Nigeria exist? It's a simple question that I'm asking you. Did Nigeria exist before?
It didn't, no.
It didn't exist. Then why are African people, black people dying over something that they did not create? Did any Yoruba man create Nigeria? The answer is no. No Igbo man created Nigeria. No Hausa man did. No Fulani man did. No Kanuri man did. No Jukun man did. When you come to Nigeria, it's always a debate about it is our turn. It is our turn. It is our turn to rule. Now there are over 250 main ethnic groups in Nigeria. If you keep rotating the presidency every 8 years to each and every ethnic group, times 8 by 250. How many years are you going to get? So some people will die many times over. They will reincarnate many times over. The presidency hasn't come to them. Nigeria is a joke and an absolute mess. It was not created by black people. Therefore, it cannot be sustained by black people. I want to see an Africa where a Yoruba nation, a Yoruba mega nation extends from Togo all the way to Edo State. That's what I want. Because that is authentic Africa. I don't know why Africans are so beholden to something that is alien to them. Are you a white man? The lugard that created Nigeria is a white man. What are you doing as an African defending something that a white man created out of, should I say, a racist intent? Nigeria was an ordinary company, Royal Niger Company, an ordinary business venture that the British converted into a nation. And Africans are killing themselves, trying to maintain something that a white man created. Sometimes I wonder what type of God made African people. I don't understand it. And that is why you have this neo-colonialism. That is why the British High Commissioner had to go to Tinubu to ask him, how do you end this protest? Because if this protest continues, you're jeopardizing our oil. Nnamdi Kanu can use it as an advantage to go and get Biafra. They asked the army to go in and kill people. You people are being ruled by your colonial masters. Your fate is not in your hand. You're in a country that is 60 years old, so to speak. There is no electricity. If I am a Nigerian, I can't come out and say I'm a Nigerian. I'll be ashamed of myself. For 60 years, you have no electricity. For 60 years, no good roads. For 60 years, no good schools. For 60 years, your politicians are traveling abroad for medical treatment. I ask you, what is there to be proud of about Nigeria? Name one thing you can be proud of. Name one thing. It's a question I'm asking you, Dele. Tell me one thing you can be proud of in Nigeria.
Nigerians are amongst the brightest people in the world, including the Igbo people, of which you are one. You're a very brilliant man. That is Nigeria in your DNA.
I was born a Biafran, not a Nigerian. Nigeria is a historical mistake.
Was there a birth certificate at that time that wrote Biafra on it?
Of course, yes. You want me to show you? I will show it to you. I can email it to you. It's not here with me right now. I can email it to you. My person is Biafra.
I don't mind.
I will email it to you. So you see, what I'm asking is, if Nigeria never existed until the white man came, why are you as a black African man defending it? What's a white man created? Why? When you have Yorubas in Benin Republic, Yoruba is in Togo, they speak your language, they eat your food, they dress the same way you do, you have the same culture, the same value system, the same orientation, and I'm asking you, and the white man came from Europe and said, oh, you are Yoruba from Togo, you speak French.
You're Yoruba from Benin Republic, you're going to speak French. But you, you're Yoruba from Nigeria, you speak English. Are people not perturbed by that? That level of dehumanization, that level of subjugation. You see, the one thing that shocks me about Africa and their class of intellectuals is the fact that they are willing to swallow hook, line, and sinker anything the colonial master gives to them. And I've asked you this very question. Can you go to Europe and create a country as a black man? The answer is no. Then why must you accept what a white man is doing in Africa? Do you see why we are poor and very backwards? Do you see why Nigeria can never have 24 hours of electricity? Never, ever, ever, ever. Because the foundation is faulty. The orientation of Fulani Janja, people were protesting SARS killings in the south. Fulani people in the north were busy having fun and laughing and smiling. And you want to be in the same country with them. Your value system, your reasoning, your understanding, your orientation can never ever be the same. Never be the same. Why did Britain leave the EU? Then I'm asking you, are they not Christians? Are they not Democrats? Are they not, don't they believe in free trade and voting people in and voting them out? But then why did Britain leave the EU? Why? The same Britain that left the EU is asking me not to leave Nigeria. Nigeria that is only 100 years old. Your grandfather was not a Nigerian. Was not. So why must you throw away the history of your family, the rich history of Yoruba people? Because a white man called the place Nigeria. Why must you do that? Why? Can I go to England and name them and name them Albania and say all your history is now gone? We are doing our ancestors a disservice. And let me tell you why Black Africa cannot go forward. Some people, not you, some people accepted this nonsensical balkanization of Africa with their useless flag independence. And your ancestors are in the grave. Your ancestors that existed before the white man was born, they are in the grave. You jettison their history and their identity. You banish it, you denigrate it, you insult them by accepting this garbage called Nigeria, and you want them to be happy with you. That is why no Black African country can see development. No Black.
Other countries were refused at first, but we have to remember, and this is a really important point, that self-determination is an inalienable international right and a law as well. And other countries will recognise Scotland's democratic choice expressed at the ballot box. They will recognise that because that is the route that many other countries have taken in order to become independent. And just to make that point, that international law is very pragmatic on that point, so we should have confidence in that.
And they drink, they fornicate, they do all the things that all human beings do. So it's not a question of religion.
I was just taking my bit of lunch break. As you can see, my camera was purposely turned off so that you cannot be seeing my mouth. You've enjoyed the first part of what Nnamdi Kanu was saying there. Before I play the next video, which is our own father, his name is Chief Tola Adeniyi. There's a point that Chief Tola Adeniyi raised, and I still want us to be seeing the picture of this, our beautiful young minor that has now been beaten to so much that her head, she'll probably need a lot of surgery. I want you to see the pain. The purpose why I did not remove that image, so that some of you can feel that pain as you are watching that video. There's no way. I want you to see what they've done. This is what Nigeria has done to this young minor. I told you my younger sister went to Nigeria for 2 years in 2010, trying to safeguard children. Olori Buruku, Lagos State, was not interested. And today, as many people, this is happening in Lagos as well. Oh. So, but this one is just Adamawa. So again, the next video is 8 minutes. It will allow me to complete that lunch. We are only 2 hours, 17 minutes. This program is not going to last more than 3 hours. I can assure you that, so that I can then go and do some other things, as you all know. So people say, why do you need to support you? Why must we support Olushi? Even people where they dance go-go, where they show breast and whatever, that they support them. It's a normal thing to do, especially if you don't want to be corrupt by politician money. Ibori, go and listen to Obasanjo. I'm not going to play that video, but I can show you the page of that guy. Obasanjo was interviewed. Ibori stole almost 200. Not that Obasanjo is claiming himself, he's a bastard as well. Especially he says he prefers Nigerianness than Yorubaness. Definitely we know that he's not a Yoruba man anyway. So, but this is the video. I'm not going to play it for just my own reason. But if you want to go and listen to it, the guy's called With Chewed. It's just under 23 minutes with Obasanjo. Obasanjo said a lot of things there. He talked about the Sharia at some point there. You can see his mouth, like the one we want command something for mouth. You can see the shoe he's wearing. Baba no go die unless Toba Darubo. The future that you waited for Obasanjo did not give you the future. Yar'Adua did not give you the future. Jonathan, that one, PhD smoker. He did drink like shit. He doesn't know what was going on around him. Buhari, that one had another agenda. So you can go and watch that. But for now, let me show you the image. So the next video, while I just complete my meal, and then we'll come back. I don't know whether we'll have time for a phone call, but maybe after this video, I'll just open the phone line. But like I said, this program will not last more than 3 hours. We might come back later in the evening. This is the third program I'm doing today. We've done our lecture in the morning. It's just 1 hour, 20 minutes or 1 hour, 30 minutes. I've done Star Radio, which is now linked to this. So we are now on the second program. I might come back again later tonight, but I don't want to normally guarantee that, especially I do not want to inconvenience the family. For now, let's listen again while I mute my mic.
There's no question of anybody being truly a Muslim there. I knew a chief judge who was supposed to be leading Muslim prayers, who anytime he came to me in my official residence, he would put a brandy or whiskey in a mug and be drinking, and they will smoke and all that. So I don't think it's religion. When they started this Sharia, how many of them are obeying the Sharia? How many of them? No, not none of their leaders. So it's not religion per se, but they use religion to deceive people and say Hausas were not Muslims at all. So they say, well, let's give you a superior religion, we'll give you Islam. But that didn't apply to the South, because we've had Muslims in Yoruba land even before 14th century.
So truly what we are fighting against, or what is going on, is clash of culture.
And civilizations.
And civilizations.
That's right.
Not really the Fulani versus the Igbo, or the Fulani versus the Yoruba.
No.
It's clash of civilizations.
Yes, clash of civilizations and clash of cultures. Yes, you're right.
That means we have not really integrated as a people.
Never. We have never been.
So the word the Nigerian people is a fallacy. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Because, again, in those days, you will say there have always been Igbo markets, Hausa markets in Enugu. There have always been Sabos in Shagamu. But those Sabos were occupied by Hausas. Hausas are peaceful people. We traded in Colonial. We did even the few Fulanis that came with them at that time, when you had a Sabo in Shagamu or in Ibadan here, they would still look for one Fulani man and make him their Seriki.
How did the Hausa accept
they were subdued. They were subdued.
Despite their large number.
Yes, they were subdued. Of course, they killed, they ruined, they extirpated their 7 kingdoms. They killed their 7 rulers and took over under the guise of religion. Another thing they used, they used the word corruption. Oh, your people are corrupt. We are saints. Your people are corrupt. They've always used the word corruption to deceive people.
But the jihad is over. How come the Hausa man is yet to claim that Hausaness again?
It's just now that the efforts we are making in the South have begun to yield fruits. You will be surprised to hear that now in Hausa land, we now have Hausa Christians. Never had that before. Never. You now have Middle Belt Forum that are saying we are not Northerners, we are Middle Belters. We are not Northerners. Don't call us Northerners. Now, when you see a Jukum man or you see a Lantan man and you say you are Hausa or you are Fulani, he will be angry. He may even draw his dagger. Don't call me Fulani. I'm not Fulani. I'm not Hausa. What we did not know until recently is that when you call a Fulani man Hausa, he will be angry. We say Banzani. Because he knows that I'm superior to Hausa. Can you say I'm Hausa? But before Buhari came to establish his suzerainty over Nigeria, we all lumped all of them together. We're northerners. And like I wrote some 4 years ago, there's no north. There's no north that we used to know. The north is dead. There's nothing called north anymore.
So there's a Fulani now standing on his own.
It's standing on its own. There's no more north. If they try any war today, oh God of mercy. The kind of cohesion you had in the army, the military in 1966, will never happen again in this country, if there is a country at all. You will not find a Hausa soldier now, an Igbo soldier going to Enugu to kill a fellow Igbo. You will not even find an Igbo soldier coming to Ibadan to kill a Yoruba man, or a Yoruba soldier going to Enugu to kill an Igbo man. It will not happen again. So the Lantan people, the Benue people will never ever allow themselves to be used by any Fulani mischief maker.
So if I'm getting you right, your argument is that the Fulani hegemony has been broken.
Dead.
If the Fulani hegemony has been broken,
yes,
does it mean that the social structure of Nigeria is about to witness a very hard hit that will lead to a new Nigeria?
Yes, for those who agree with you to the extent of the fact that there are still some people who want a Nigeria, a group that I don't belong to. But for such people, yes, with the weakening of Fulani hegemony, there could be a Nigeria that will integrate the Suba Fulanis, the town Fulanis, and still reconstruct, rebuild, and then have a Nigeria that should be. But I, as a person, as Tola Adeni, believe that it will take probably 1,000 years to change the mind.
I wanted to take note of that word. It will take 1,000 years. So those of you that is looking for this Nigeria, are you saying that you are ready to? Anyway, you will be dead anyway. So maybe your great grandchildren will be cursing you. Because this man is telling us, and I break it down so many times. I say, let's even agree that he said in 1,000 years, I am now the 4th generation from my side. That means we have done 400 years. So that means in another 600 years, there's still no guarantee that we can live side by side. The video is just about 2 minutes, 43 seconds. Remember, we wanted to play something before we went away from there, which was the declaration on the granting of independence. I'll play that other video as well. I'll open the phone line, like I said. We're just half an hour to the end of the program. Thank you so much to those of you on the Twitter space. Sorry we can't bring anybody in. It's just a discussion that we want you to enjoy. That's why we switched on. It's been a while. Thank you so much to all our listeners. And that's why we're a little bit more English so that we can carry you along. Normally, na Yoruba program. But with today, because it's dedicated to our brother, a man of truth, Nnamdi Kanu, and that means I cannot be speaking Yoruba if I want to get the message to as many of you as well. So let's listen to the 2 minutes, 43 seconds. And the man speaking right now is Chief Tola Adeni, in case you want to check him out. He says there's nothing called any Nigeria. All these pastors, when they say there will be new Nigeria, we're going to kill every single one of you. New Nigeria, call the Nigeria.
Set of a Fulani person whose philosophy is kill, maim, rape, send away people from their land and let me occupy it.
That is the bush Fulani.
It is the bush Fulani.
Not the town Fulani.
Not the town Fulani.
And the town Fulani is more in number.
No! The town Fulani is less than 1%.
How did you get that figure?
Oh, go and find out. Let them allow a sense. Who are the town Fulani? There are very few. The ones who have in Abuja. Or the few that dot spaces in Sokoto. I'm sure that that Sokoto, as we speak, is not a Fulani town.
Is it not?
No, that's a mistake we make. Zamfara is not a Fulani town. There are more houses in Zamfara than Fulani. There are more houses in Kano than Fulani.
But the Fulani govern.
They are in town. They are in charge.
Yes, so it's their town.
Yes. By subterfuge, by cunning, by crookedness, by all sorts of gimmickry.
Or by integration.
Not integration. by intimidation. And I said they are politically savvy. What they did to the rest of Nigeria, when they realized that the Fulani in the military, they could no longer use the military to retain power indefinitely. Since they've had power, they had access to the treasury, they say, oh yes, Edmund is from the east or wherever, brilliant man. He may likely oppose us and contest with us and rival us. Let's make him an ambassador. Let's give him an oil block. Let's make him a billionaire. We padlock his mouth. Let's get an Abiola. Make him a billionaire. Let's get this. Let's get that. And make them big. They will never be able to look us in the face. Then we can continue. Looting the treasury, we can continue. And once when we are in control of the treasury, we are in control of everywhere. So we can hire thugs. We can do whatever we would like. And that is why they introduced what I call plutocracy into Nigerian political etymology. Plutocracy.
Meaning?
Plutocracy is the government of the rich.
Yeah.
Oligarchy is the government of the Muslim.
Thank you so much to our father, Chief Tola Adeni. We are just about 31 minutes to the end of the program. Thank you so much to the people that are still with us. 19th of June 2023. Today marks 2 years Nnamdi Kanu is held incommunicado, because if he's still saying the lawyer doesn't mean he's saying anybody. You know, he can't eat what he wants. He can't see his doctor. So we hope Bola Tinubu will do the needful. Why is Nnamdi Kanu fighting and IGBOHO and Babakitoye and the rest of us? The declaration, I was going to play that video before we move away from it. It's called the General Assembly Resolution 1514. This was put together. 9 countries was absent. Do you know why? Because they knew that what they were going to be absent for is going to favor me and you today. America is there. UK definitely. 9 countries. Let me see if I can. 9 countries that were absent. They were absent, you know, from the 1514 resolution. They knew what they were doing. So why 89 countries? This was in 1960, so you can tell that you are saying America love you, UK love you. No. Listen to this. United Nations General Assembly Resolution 1514. 89 countries voted in favor. None voted against. But 9 was absent. Australia, Belgium, Dominican Republic, France, Portugal, Spain, Union of South Africa, United Kingdom, and United States. So sometimes when people are still watching all this, they say Ronaldo, getting concerned with Ronaldo. His country did not support the important thing wey go help me and you break. People say UK. So these are the, the stupid thinking of an average Nigerian. They were making something that would have favored every single one of us. Imagine all these 9 countries decided to be absent. This is the video that linked to that conversation in 1960, December 14, called the General Assembly Resolution 1514.
The granting of independence to colonial countries and peoples, General Assembly Resolution 1514, 15, of the 14th of December 1960. The General Assembly, mindful of the determination proclaimed by the peoples of the world in the Charter of the United Nations to reaffirm faith in fundamental human rights, in the dignity and worth of the human person, in the equal rights of men and women and of nations large and small, and to promote social progress and better standards of life in larger freedom. Conscious of the need for the creation of conditions of stability and well-being and peaceful and friendly relations based on respect for the principles of equal rights and self-determination of all peoples, and of universal respect for, and observance of, human rights and fundamental freedoms for all without distinction as to race, sex, language or religion. recognizing the passionate yearning for freedom in all dependent peoples and the decisive role of such peoples in the attainment of their independence. Aware of the increasing conflicts resulting from the denial of all impediments in the way of the freedom of such peoples, which constitute a serious threat to world peace, considering the important role of the United Nations in assisting the movement for independence in trust and non-self-governing territories, recognizing that the peoples of the world ardently desire the end of colonialism in all its manifestations. Convinced that the continued existence of colonialism prevents the development of international economic cooperation, impedes the social, cultural and economic development of dependent peoples and militates against the United Nations ideal of universal peace, affirming that peoples may, for their own ends, freely dispose of their natural wealth and resources without prejudice to any obligations arising out of international economic cooperation, based upon the principle of mutual benefit and international law, believing that the process of liberation is irresistible and irreversible, and that, in order to avoid serious crises, an end must be put to colonialism and all practices of segregation and discrimination associated therewith. Declaration on Granting of Independence to Colonial Countries and Peoples. Welcoming the emergence in recent years of a large number of dependent territories into freedom and independence, and recognizing the increasingly powerful trends towards freedom in such territories which have not yet attained independence. Convinced that all peoples have an inalienable right to complete freedom, the exercise of their sovereignty and the integrity of their national territory, solemnly proclaims the necessity of bringing to a speedy and unconditional end colonialism in all its forms and manifestations. And to this end declares that, 1. The subjection of peoples to alien subjugation, domination and exploitation constitutes a denial of fundamental human rights, is contrary to the Charter of the United Nations and is an impediment to the promotion of world peace and cooperation. 2. All peoples have the right to self-determination. By virtue of that right they freely determine their political status and freely pursue their economic, social and cultural development. 3. Inadequacy of political, economic, social or educational preparedness should never serve as a pretext for delaying independence. 4. All armed action or repressive measures of all kinds directed against dependent peoples shall cease in order to enable them to exercise peacefully and freely their right to complete independence, and the integrity of their national territory shall be respected. 5. Immediate steps shall be taken, in trust and non-self-governing territories or all other territories which have not yet attained independence, to transfer all powers to the peoples of those territories, without any conditions or reservations, in accordance with their freely expressed will and desire, without any distinction as to race, creed or color, in order to enable them to enjoy complete independence and freedom.
Wow.
6. Any attempt aimed at the partial or total disruption of the national unity and the territorial integrity of a country is incompatible with the purposes and principles of the Charter of the United Nations. 7. All states shall observe faithfully and strictly the provisions of the Charter of the United Nations, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and the present Declaration on the basis of equality, non-interference in the internal affairs of all states, and respect for the sovereign rights of all peoples and their territorial integrity.
So don't come and tell us that IGBOHO should go and beg Tinubu, or we should be begging Tinubu on behalf of IGBOHO. No. What we should be asking for is every one of them must be given their right. And maybe you don't understand that English is too much. Let's come to what even their own president said in this last video. This was Joe Biden. Listen to him.
Perhaps singular among this body's achievements stands the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which is the standard by which our forebears challenged us to measure ourselves. They made clear in 1948, human rights are the basis for all that we seek to achieve. And yet today in 2022, fundamental freedoms are at risk in every part of our world. From the violations in Xinjiang, detailed recent reports by the Office of UN High Commissioner, to the horrible abuses against pro-democracy activists and ethnic minorities by the military regime in Burma, to the increased repression of women and girls by the Taliban in Afghanistan. And today, we stand with the brave citizens and the brave women of Iran who right now are demonstrating to secure their basic rights. But here's what I know. The future will be won by those countries that unleash the full potential of their populations, where women and girls can exercise equal rights, including basic reproductive rights, and contribute fully to building a stronger economies and more resilient societies, where religious and ethnic minorities can live their lives without harassment and contribute to the fabric of.
But our historic memory includes the notion that your greatest days were under Ivan, Peter the Great, and Catherine the Great. In other words, when you could control your neighbors. And people don't want to be controlled anymore. They want to be free to chart their own course. I'll never forget the first time a man with impeccable military credentials, the warden of Rhodes House, who was Viscount Montgomery's aide de camp in World War II, said, you know, you're going to have to leave Vietnam for the same reason we had to leave Nigeria. We left Nigeria. There was a horrible war. 3 million people died. But we had to go, and you're going to have to go. And I said, why? He said, because they don't want you. You know, people want to chart their own course. They have to feel secure in their own identity.
They wanted to be separate from the country that the British Empire had imposed on us, which was this country of Nigeria, where they kind of took a bunch of independent nations who don't have anything to do with each other, don't even speak each other's language, don't relate. Many of them were even enemies and warring at the time, smushed them all together and drew these arbitrary lines around them and called them countries and named those countries.
Right.
And then said, now y'all get along and do a country for us and be a union for us. And then go through, you know, contentious, bloody independence processes that never really yield any real independence. You're still part of a commonwealth afterwards.
True.
And you have the eternal meddling in your affairs and the eternal extraction of your resources and the eternal fomenting of divisiveness and infighting in order to be able to control you. This is what an oppressor does, a colonizer does. These are, you know, tactics and strategies of dominance.
Right.
We were subjected to that as a larger unit of Nigeria. And then when the Igbo people said, we want our own thing, let's go and do that. Well, it so happened to be that the territory that this new country of Biafra was going to be in included very, very rich oil reserves. And the British were not going to let go of that.
Wow.
And the people that they had put in power, you know, their puppet Nigerian governments weren't going to do that either because they needed it for the Nigerian project.
Right.
And Britain needed it for its own interests and uses. So Great Britain got directly involved in this civil war and in the war for independence, and decided that they would do everything to make sure that Biafra did not go.
Wow.
And this everything meant directly funding genocide of the people of Biafra.
Well, 15 minutes before the end of the program, it's all about the right to self-determination. As you can see there, it is not a crime, okay? So if you like, cry from now till thy kingdom come. People will continue to agitate. We are not political, member like Showore. Showore is AAC. We are people asking for the right. Maybe, let me just give you one more. I played this one before, 30 seconds. It's the same thing the Scottish people are fighting. Next week, Saturday, it go hot for Scotland. They're coming out again in full force, in their large numbers, just as they did during the king coronation. When the king was doing coronation in London, the Scottish were saying, it is not our king. We will be given our right, just like this woman was saying.
Other countries were refused at first, but we have to remember, and this is a really important point, that self-determination is an inalienable international right and a law as well. And other countries will recognise Scotland's democratic choice expressed at the ballot box. They will recognise that because that is the route that many other countries have taken in order to become independent. And just to make that point, that international law is very pragmatic on that point, so we should have confidence in that.
It's the same thing that the Biafra are asking for. It's the same thing that every single one that wants right. Does not mean that your own right to Nigeria is not okay, but our rights will also be factored in the negotiation table with the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. As I leave us today, I say, let us continue to pray for as many innocent people like Daddy Yatta. Oh my God. Only God, Iledumare, knows whether the man is still, I just pray he's still alive. He was kidnapped by Kaduna State governor. I'm very sure of that. That little finger. Let us continue to pray for him. His whereabouts has been out of the picture for almost 3 years. Nobody knows where Daddy Yatta is. There are so many people that are still crying for the same reason that we are saying, let us go away. Thank you so much to Mr. Moses. Shalom to all our brothers and sisters around the world. Please, Mr. Koiki, if anybody comes out to Father CSI to beg to come and fight kidnapper, don't accept it, decline it. Definitely. If the war is not coming to fight for anybody, let them call the security. Your governors have billions and billions of naira in their possession. They are criminals. All your governors, you know. Remember that Robert Clark told us in one of the 1999 Constitution fraud. That is the biggest fraud. If anybody say the Constitution is Nigeria, forget it. It is just a fraud. Nigeria 1999 Constitution is the biggest crime against mankind. It's a military diktat. So when I say they are doing what they call amendment of the 1999 Constitution, it's all crime. There's nothing called amendment. That Constitution needs to be wind down, and that way, if you want to get Nigeria going, then we will also now include a referendum clause in the Constitution. The North were very, very smart. And for those of you that don't understand their agenda, let me just, you know, as I'm just 15 minutes, I can still push in 2 more videos. But I'm sure you know about this man. His name is called Zazu, a Yoruba musician. This is what he said about Nigeria.
I live in this zoo, babu. And it's so here.
Much indeed. Buhari ti sọ̀rọ̀ àti gbọ́. 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 Ó tún yá ṣe bàbá, ṣe Buhari, ṣe bàbá, ṣe Buhari, ṣe bàbá, ṣe Buhari.
I congratulate fellow Nigerians who have realized their power, that their votes count. I'm looking forward to tomorrow to fly to my base and go back to my cows and sheep, which are much easier to control than fellow Nigerians.
As far as I'm concerned, yes,
and this is the one for those of you that don't understand the point.
As a united nation, after that little fracas, thank God we've made it to 6 years, and I hope we'll make another 6 years. I may not be here,
But that is my my belief, always to keep Nigeria one, together, and to really make sure that there is a better. Sorry. Yeah, okay. So.
Talk to me politely.
Sorry.
And make Nigeria better. Yes. And what's your advice for the politician, the Nigerian politician? Look at the legal process, you know.
No, look, now that one, you do your best and be a loyal Nigerian, love Nigeria, good or bad, and whatever it is.
Did you hear the bomb bastard? Olori Buruku Gowan. The bomb bastard say we must love Nigeria. It's that even if it's bad, even if I'm struggling to get my Nigerian passport in London, I saw them on Friday. I'm sure some people that were there probably watching me. They couldn't get their passport. They fight every day there. In London, they've suspended, they put state of emergency to the Nigerian passport, the new acting or whatever, the new immigration officer. You hear what Gowan is saying? Good or bad, we must love Nigeria. Good or bad, we must love Nigeria. Can you imagine? Well, that is how far we can go, today. Thank you so much to those of you that keep the support going. Like I always say, it is called, it is, what is the right word I'm looking for? We are not, look, as you are paying for BBC TV license, it is also important that you continue to support the media. Okay? It's called, I'm looking for the right word. It is organic. It is better that way. That's all I can remember. So in case maybe you're asking, well, why must we support you? Look, even like I said, the BBC that you're expecting to come and be giving you all this breakdown, they didn't even talk about the 21 people that died in Plateau State. I watched BBC after that incident happened. Even normally when they were going to talk like that, they will probably show you in the evening. They did not even bother. They don't talk about anything in prime time. Now is a prime time on the BBC network. They are not interested, but they are more interested in you with our resources. So how do you support us? Every details you can check on our website. And also, you can pray for us. At least there are too many enemies. Especially they are looking for 3 people. I am number 3 after IGBOHO and Babatutoye. You will try, but your hands will not get us. You will try. I know you're trying, but you will not get us. Because your prayer is, capture Koiki so that we can seal his mouth. That is mouth that is using to talk rough. But I'm not talking rough. I'm just opening your conscious mind that IGBOHO and Nnamdi Kanu are not criminal. Your governor, Akeredolu, is bedridden. I pray for good health. He could not treat himself in Ondo State Hospital, General Hospital. He's in Germany now. They're looking after him. Continue to abuse me. I am 6,000 kilometers away. And like I said to you, I am here as much as when Tinubu will complete his tenure. But it will not change anything in your life. Your life will be very miserable. Pray for good health. Pray for security. Pray for everything. Me, if they kidnap me here, British government must know about it. Because this is not Kenya that allowed that nonsense. Okay? And like I said to you, I am not a wanted. I am not any security threat. If I was a security threat, I would not have gone into number 10 Downing Street. I haven't got more time. I would have loved to just flash that again on your eyes. Bomb bastard. You think everybody just they enter number 10 Downing Street without going through security clearance? Continue to be looking for us. Okay? You will not get us. We will be here. My mom is doing prayer every day. I told you my wife don't sleep. If you send me I dey sleep every night. But my wife don't sleep. They don't sleep. They don't sleep. Because they know say the thing we are carry, it dey very heavy. As you know, they send them come. She they send them back. I go fire you. Okay? You will all cry, especially those of you that continue to point finger at us. I am 6,000 kilometers. Look, I just had 3 slices of bread A lot of you will never eat sardine again in your life until we get Yoruba nation. It's not a cause. You will not. I just had apple juice, butter. I didn't want to be showing it to flash it on your eyes. Lori Buruku people. Thank you so much, all our Biafra that stood with us this afternoon. Especially, I always say, when you come on Twitter, you cannot finish the Biafra. They are there, back to back. Nnamdi Kanu don't train them. We hope the Yoruba people will continue to work. I can see us now, we are trending, but we don't trend too much like the Biafra. So support us on the Twitter, where we can punch them back to back. Forget about all this, your influencer. We are just 6 minutes away to check out. All these influencer, Aisha Yusuf, all of them, Reno has visa to America. I saw her. I don't know whether she has returned back to Nigeria. All this one, Dikpo, there's another guy called Dikpo. He's a lecturer here in UK. If you go and be listening to motivate, I mean, I'm not here for your motivational nonsense. Go to my brother there, that my brother, Fela Durotoi. That one every day on Instagram. Go and listen to that. And if you want celebrity picture, go on Dele Momodu. You go see him in Bofu there. People where they take picture. In poverty, when you look at Dele Momodu page, you will think Nigeria is so sweet. It's not sweet, though. Okay? Thank you so much once again. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. You can send me an email, info@koikimedia.com or musakalam@gmail.com. Continue to check our page. You guys don't retweet. That's the difference between us and the Biafra. The moment Simon Ekpa put something, Paka, he write, he no write, they don't retweet him. Me, I know they retweet. How do we get the message going? We will not get tired. We are here, back to back. We know the tire. And as I always say, there's a guy I listen to sometimes say, pray I know the tire Jesus. I be pray I know the tire God. I don't know how you normally put it. Thank you so much to my beautiful mother. Again, donate to good journalism. I am not a blogger. I am not a feed blog. Okay? I am a journalist. And they call it freelance journalist. I've told you, it is just the beginning. I've not done anything for Yoruba Nation. We are just trying. If you want to support the Naira account, especially for our team way on the ground, two of them now don't send message. Oga, my internet is finished. Somebody is asking me, Olori Buruku, you're asking me, why are we showing football? Is that part of Yoruba Nation? Is asking Koikimedia, is this page now no longer Yoruba Nation? Now you own the page, Olushi, bomb bastard. Now you own the page, you go tell me what thing I go put on my page. Does it look like NTA? Does it look like NTA? Olushi. I'll be very grateful for you. As we always say, we don't see IGBOHO before we go. If you never see IGBOHO, he's in Benin Republic. Yeah, he's enjoying himself there. He's not a criminal. He's not a wanted. When the right time comes, Eledumare will tell us what to do. But for now, Bola Tinubu will reply our letter, whether he likes it or not. He must reply that letter. But for now, we don't see IGBOHO. And to all our beautiful, beautiful sisters, we appreciate you. We enjoy you to be with us all the time. You're on the right platform. And thank you so much to Commissioner Ono. And to all our fathers back home, we say, there's nobody that can fix Nigeria. It will break. It's just that nobody knows exactly when that lightning will just, and everything will just split. And people will, Nigeria don't break. Don't break with that now. Just like Soviet Union. It will happen. But everybody's asking, what is the way forward? Go and first read the 32-page of Professor Banji Akintoye. The way forward out of the nonsense country you call Nigeria. Thank you so much. We play the anthem and we check out. To all those on the Twitter space, we love you. I know you are there. Sorry I can't bring anybody in to speak, but I can feel your energy with me, especially the Biafra. Yeah. They say we hate Biafra. No, I don't hate Biafra. If you sell your property to them, you're angry with them. Go and deal with that. That is not my problem. We are fighting the same cause. It might be different, but they're asking for the same thing, just as we did not ask for it before. But now everybody has now understood that, ew, even if they bring Bola Tinubu 5 times back again, Nigeria will never work. Anthem, bye-bye. Was the letter called Money? This is myself and the police officer. I already mute my mic earlier. Sorry. I say smile now, officer. Smile, smile. This one will be Nigeria police. When they beat your head out of your head, bomb bastard. Bye for now, everybody. I got to end the broadcast now. Thank you so much, all our Twitter listeners. I appreciate you all. Enjoy the rest of the day. Koiki Media, bringing the world closer to your doorsteps.